Junt's cart's back.
We're in front of a very unique store, New England phenomenon. Christmas tree shops, more than one.
Nothing to do with Christmas.
I mean, they do sell things at Christmas, and it's called the Christmas tree shops because originally, the original store that was out on Cape Cod, it had the front store, the back store, and the barn store. They were all run by the same thing, but you had to go to each just different building. Now they're all combined. Buildings are always elaborately built. They always have fancy construction.
There's the one that's made like, there's like ships.
Yeah, it's built like a castle. It's a discounter, but very focused discounting. Outdoor deals, Frankie. No, you don't even have to go in the store. Oh, I see. This is a UV sealing LED. If you need to seal anything with UV.
Like for putting it in an Easter basket.
This is a Gotes caramel cream. The important thing with these, though, you got to test how fresh they are. You take one, give it a little squeeze. They feel relatively fresh. I'm not going to take the one I squeezed because I'm an awful person.
How much?
$1.99. Lint bunnies right at the entrance.
I'm already seeing a lot of like Snickers eggs and stuff like that, and it's only February still. I think it's just because there's literally nothing between
That's right.
Valentine's Day and Easter.
A lot of really kind of unique crafts that you wouldn't really see anywhere else.
Do you know if they're only made for Christmas tree shops?
I'm not sure, actually. Home Classics. I've never heard that sub-brand of Yankee Candle.
Yeah.
One of the big things you got to watch out for, and I may have mentioned this before, is that a lot of discount chains now will sell things, full-price items, alongside discount items. Decorative shells. You could easily, like, theme up a room very easily here.
A decorative coral bowl.
That's kind of cool. I wouldn't put it in my home.
It kind of hurts, though.
Not for your home, but it's for your home. Yeah, I don't think I'd buy any of these, but I know my aunt, who's really into decorating with seashells and stuff, she'd love this place. She does love this place. Little bagged shells. $6 is actually a good price.
They always went around candles in my youth.
I don't know if these are popular anymore. Do they smell like shells?
No, they smell like processed plastic.
Yeah, they do.
You'd buy that for your home? All right.
See the resemblance?
I like decorative glass. It's kind of cool. Notice I'm not putting it in my cart, though. They have two types here. They have spiced and classic. What's the difference? I don't know what spice you'd put in a jelly bean to possibly make it any good. $4 for a bag of shredded paper. Remember when we were at a party, whatever it was? They sold like a quarter of this for the same price. This is clearly the Easter basket section. You know, when you were young, did you ever hunt for eggs? I kind of miss like that. I wish there were some children in my life that like, there's 14 eggs and you can't have any of them until you find all 14, kiddo. Get on it. They'd be busy the whole morning.
Whoa, Minion Peeps.
Minions are well on their way to replacing Peeps permanently.
Whoa. A package of black jelly beans?
Ew, Johnny.
I love them. $1. I'm gonna buy them. They're so good. I don't know about this. This is in that league of products that's
Why is there a switch? This
so you
should
can
just
turn
be-
it on and off. Man. There's a small series of LED lights.
I thought it was just decorative hunks of metal. Everyone finds it bizarre, and thus it has been reduced in price.
Yes.
I would judge someone who bought this and put this up. Do you like Easter-colored napkins and paper plates?
I love pastel. Pastel is very pretty. But I'm not like a fan of stuff like this. I'd like just like tones like these.
Yes.
If I could just get like this napkin and this plate and this.
You don't need to show me graphical eggs.
That's right.
You can't really use this pastel swatch of colors in anything without connoting Easter.
That's
Baby
right.
showers.
Baby showers. You know, my grandmother actually made for me some of my favorite blankets. She made a blue and a pink and a yellow and a green.
Oh.
And that was in 1979.
And that's why you're so genderqueer now.
I like the texturing and I love the rich coloring. They're a little pricey for what they are, $10. A lot of off-gassing. You can really smell the...
Oh, that's, yeah.
And when you buy these, you have to drill a hole in the bottom if you're going to put any plants in them, because otherwise the plants will die from lack of drainage.
Is there anything that screams Christmas tree shop more than a bunch of lawn gnomes?
You know, I just kind of blocked that whole aisle out because I'm not a fan of lawn gnomes. I do like a good wind chime. Let's see if any of these meet my standards. Oh, boring. Not too bad. That one's okay. Pretty cheap sounding, but I mean, they're probably pretty cheap. Oh, this is kind of sad and cute. It's a little gravestone for dogs.
We recently lost a couple of dogs.
Would you consider a little stone for your poor dog?
How can you grow zucchini or eggplant in a pot? I understand the parsley.
I'm so excited about the thing that's next to these that I'm going to disregard these.
Gazing balls.
Look at this beautiful stand. $5.
I'm sorry, I don't know what a gazing ball is.
It's normally a glass or sometimes a metallic ball meant to capture the light. It's decorative.
I'm not convinced I don't want this yet. I do like this one. This is kind of a Roman, like, column style.
Someone has opened one, so we can demonstrate for Frankie.
Oh, it's neat. I really like that color, too. Oh, it's cool. How much is that garden ball?
$7.99.
I'm going to say it.
A great find at the Christmas tree shop.
These are normally way more expensive than this. You'd pay at least $20 for the ball, 15 or 18 for the stand.
All told, how much are you paying?
$13.
Nice.
This is what John has done today.
Be gone shopping.
Best friends, be mine, relax,
I'm actually not a fan of text, like in art. And this is in that kind of vein. And it's even worse that it's not a real rock. There's actually a whole section of this store that I never visit, which is the center section. I always just go the edge. Maybe we should take a quick look today. Back over there we have an art section I'm not really too interested in. How about you, Nina? I'm not into it. They have nice lamps here. Because of the way that retail has evolved and Walmart is kind of the big force now, you don't get a lot of variety in lamps. It's a little pricey. $9, $9.99. I don't have a nice little light on my nightstand, but I don't really need one if I'm thinking about it. I got plenty of lights in that room.
Oh, I like this corner piece.
I like stuff like this too, Nina.
Designed to go in a corner.
Oh, that's nice. Just saw this one at Ocean State Job Lot as well for the same price. These tables are kind of like Easter colored with pastels, and I think you could just bring them out for Easter. There's a little bit of cracking in the paint though, and I don't think it's intentional.
How much for that table, Nina?
$34.99.
Ah, no deal. What else could you use this for besides plants?
I would like it in the kitchen for like
Doilies, Americana,
spices.
Miscellanea.
So there's all chairs and footstools.
Disregarded.
And seating.
Not interested.
Why?
The store is too big. We're a third of the way through the store. I'm gonna have to draw the line.
Let me take a look at the footstools.
All right, fine. Look, if you didn't want them in wood, you could also have them in metal.
That looks clinical to me.
Dad, the only best friend who can also reach the top shelf. That's some kind of sex joke?
If you want a stool for the same price, you can get it in 29 or 24.
So height is not the thing that's driving the price here.
No, it's the existence of a chair. Frankie, there's one of my favorite departments right there, which is the clearance section of a discount store.
You're really scraping the bottom of the shit barrel now. You know, this kind of thing.
Uninspired people put it in their uninspired kitchens.
Frankie, can you identify this plant?
Yellow.
This is a forsythia. It's actually a pretty good impression of a forsythia. It was on the discount rack. I look at it, it's almost all curtains. Completely curtains in the discount rack. And you know how I feel about curtains. Not that into them.
A lot more uninspired art.
I have several pieces, but they're by an actual artist.
They're actually painted and they're a set. They go nicely together.
I actually have a few I switch out for the seasons. They're all from an artist who sells his paintings very cheaply. His name is Leonid Afromov, and I love his work. They're more expensive. They're, $120, $130 a painting sometimes, but way nicer than this.
These remind me of those like trashy Facebook posts.
That's actually pretty cool. And it's a lamp.
I remember these were pretty big. My mom had several. One that was a snail, so
I'm
the
looking
shell
for a
would
plug
light
to
up.
see if we can plug him in. Isn't that cute?
It is very cute. If his leg wasn't broken.
You could furnish your entire sea-themed home here.
There's even more clearance sales that way.
Man.
Cake ball maker?
Cake ball maker.
It's $10. $9.99.
That's reasonable. I'm
No.
not going to buy it. Tiered plate stands for your patisserie. This is the kind of stuff I was rallying against. We're about to enter Foodsville. Foods.
Pretzel crisps.
Are you gonna buy them?
Yeah.
I'm not really a pretzel guy unless there's chocolate and peanut butter around.
We've completely skipped by the plates and glassware section because just, I don't know. Whoa.
Anise and licorice.
I've had them and I consider these to be licorice flavored. So you know what I'm going to do? I've got 2 licorice products in my cart, Frankie.
Tasty
cake.
cakes
Tasty
were only
cake.
in the Midwest and Mid-Atlantic. My mom grew up with them because my mom grew up in Maryland.
I'm very suspicious about
Hostess.
that frosting. They make it look good. I bet it's not good at all.
But this is peanut butter and company peanut butter.
All right.
It's not good for you. I buy
Okay.
peanut butter that's good for you, where it's just peanuts and salt.
Yeah, it doesn't
This
taste-
is
Peanuts
lots of-
and salt.
This is lots of sugar and oil.
Yep.
But it's delicious. They have dark chocolate. They have a cinnamon raisin, so it's like putting peanut butter on cinnamon raisin toast. You can put it on any kind of toast.
Should I get a cinnamon raisin in? I'm a fan of peanut butter. I'm a fan of cinnamon. I'm not a fan of raisins. Nina's so excited about it that I want to buy some. Nina, you're welcome to use the front of my cart.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna get to the stage where I need the front of the cart.
I will be through my 3 jars within 3 weeks, while I alternate with other peanut butters.
Sure.
I have a wife who always smells like peanut butter.
Hey, there's worse things by far.
Whenever we run into wafers,
I love wafer cookies.
we think of you. There was a time in high school where we picked some up and brought them to you unannounced.
These
Do you remember
I
that?
was very pleased.
These are also vegan. Mocha? Whoa. I might have to get these mocha ones. I'm gonna buy the coconut and the cookies and cream.
Can we snack on some of those this eve? There.
These are actually vegan.
They got one of my favorites here, and the fudge sticks. And look, $1.69. I don't think I'm gonna get them though because I'll just eat the whole thing. Pecan Sandy's a big childhood cookie of mine. I'm a big fan. They were always in the house when I was growing up because my mother loved them. $3.49 at a supermarket for that. $1.99 here.
Not vegan. Whoa, look. Like sweet bread.
So this is a very Portuguese thing. It's like a sweetened light bread. It's very good. It's traditional actually at the Easter season to put an egg inside one and a hard-boiled egg, and you cook it and then you crack the egg and eat it separately. This is the largest selection of oversized mugs I've ever seen.
Would you like to change to being a Libra?
No.
Or a Scorpio or a Capricorn?
Taurus, please.
Girl Scout cookie flavored teas.
They don't call them Samoans anymore because it's racist in some way?
Samoas?
Yeah.
No, because of Samoa.
Yeah, but how does that make it? I mean, we buy Hawaiian pizza.
Maybe we gotta stop doing that.
Pineapple and ham pizza. Some weird honey, Nana. Do you like honey?
No. I'm a little loose and liberal. If it's in something and nothing else about it is animal-based,
Yep.
I'll use it. But I don't buy it for myself.
Great selection of ketchups and sauces. How about an asparagus mash, Nina? This looks concerning.
This is food for liberals who live on the water.
Who decorated their house with all the sea-themed things?
You got a little tiny thing of hot sauces.
I don't go in much
Friend
for the
of the
hot
show.
sauce.
No, some people really do, though. This is another Iron Chef product. They've been on clearance in a lot of different facilities. So I checked out, and I had about $21 worth of goods. Again, I got the gazing ball stand. Those are my two big purchases. Then I got one thing of the peanut butter at Nina's recommendation, and 2 types of licorice flavored candy, which I'm going to try right now.
I got 3 jars of the cinnamon raisin peanut butter, 3 different types of wafer cookies, pretzel thins for 21 and change.
Oh, they're good.
Eat it up.
Is it really bad?
Yeah.
Why'd you even try it then if you didn't like black licorice?
Well, I'm sorry, I gypped you out of one.
See you next time on Junt's Caught, maybe?
Carrying that anymore at this
So this is kind of the last vestiges of a great empire of retail. Ann & Hope was a huge player in the early retail scene out in K-Mart before Walmart. They used to have a huge store right over there, long gone, and there was a K-Mart right over there that closed down because that Ann & Hope opened up. But rather than go bankrupt, they kind of reformed themselves into a real estate holding company, and they run this small chain of successful curtain and bath outlets. Basically just some of the departments that used to be in a large Ann & Hope. So it's kind of like stepping back in time to see an old Ann & Hope store with just a few departments. I don't know why we're
Going back in time.
Oh, okay. The store's like that size, the one that we had over there, I'll give you a picture of it. There were only 11 of them. Rhode Island and Massachusetts, and 1 in Connecticut. Notice it's still branded Ann & Hope. It's actually named after a ship that sunk, the Ann & Hope. And it's a great story. Look it up on Wikipedia. I wrote the article on Ann & Hope.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. I just stand here all day sniffing candles. Ooh. Very nice. I'm not going to buy any of those. They're too expensive, and I have too many at home that I haven't burned. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that we've seen this exact lamp at Christmas tree shops, where it was $9.99 or $14.99. It's $24.99 here. A little more expensive. What you'd expect of a smaller chain. This is more about style and finding the things you like rather than getting a great bargain. I guess this isn't a discount retailer. This organization is exactly how Ann & Hope's always have been. Right down to the signage details, everything is just like an Ann & Hope, just like a small piece of an Ann & Hope carved out. I do like this. It's again in that nautical vein that seems to be very popular with these retailers. What do you think, Ray?
I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Right next to the boat lamp with a functional draw. These little blue lamps are very cute too. Small. Not so much these. Dutch lamps, and I don't care for them. But those other ones are kind of nice with the blue. It's pretty.
Not cheap.
No. Nothing super cheap, but an interesting variety. It's a very small mattress for a...
Something incredibly uncomfortable. It's one foam sheet.
The amazing selection of mirrors. There's so many of them.
Wow.
Mirrors have kind of fallen out of fashion as a decorating element, I
But
think.
they're so nice for adding light.
I actually have only the bathroom mirror in my whole house. Don't have any more.
Not the best for filmmaking.
No.
Oh, $9.99 mirror.
The $9.99 mirror.
$9.99.
Still kind of pricey. The interesting thing about this rug thing, it's the only one that I know of configured like this, where they've always had the rug hangers. Home
the
Depot
rug
does that,
hangers.
but they don't do it. No one does it kitty corner,
No.
except Ann & Hope. And it's interesting that even the original Ann & Hope stores, it was the same orientation relative to the door. So you'd enter there. If you went straight back, you get the kitty corner rug display. I don't know if it's just a layout phenomenon of the person who does the store layout just said, okay, well, entrance is relative to that. This goes here.
Or if there's some science behind it. This is how we sell more rugs.
This is how we sell more rugs.
It's very like 80s to me.
How do you feel about textured rugs, Nina?
I don't like them for cleaning purposes.
Yeah.
Disapprove.
The rug that I have in my house is actually textured, and I love the color, but I didn't realize it was textured, and it's very hard to vacuum. These are expensive, $139.
If I had my druthers, it'd be heated floors all the way.
Sure, but the problem with that is carpets are so good at helping control dust. Because it catches it. It's like a big air filter for your house, basically, and then you can vacuum it right out.
Yeah.
These are kind of nice entryway rugs. Nice and textured so they stay in place nice and long. They're not that bad in price, too. I actually have a few saved up because I go through them, so I'm not going to buy one, but that's actually a pretty good price for that rug. Look at these area rugs. I love being able to see the whole rug on the display, and you can totally swing it open. These are quite reasonable, too. $99 for one of these.
Oh yeah, these are bad.
Pretty good solid weave. Not super premium, but still nice.
Those are the kind of rugs that you would put under like your dining room table.
This is another real Ann and Hope thing, is to hang the curtain panels on walls or style them completely in aisles. This is another thing that Ann and Hope done that no one has picked up since.
Yeah.
And I actually think it gives you a really good idea of what the window dressing will actually look like. I think the style is trying to appeal to someone a little bit older than us. I think this is like people who did this kind of decorating in 15 years ago when Ann and Hope was a big thing. I think that's still getting a lot of core business. A lot of nice little valances. I love the bunching. A lot of cold weather curtains, which are really nice. Curtains can actually save you a lot of money in heating if you have nice curtains. The soundtrack. It's the same as Ann and Hope. 50s pleasing music. Very nice, very easy to listen to.
Very mild.
Very mild. Good for shopping. Good shopping music. Alternative window. Very nice signage. And this is, if you don't want curtains, you can get all kinds of great things. I actually have kind of a Roman blind in my house. I really like those. Lots and lots of curtain rods. Look at this selection of curtain rods. And look, a shade cutting machine. Home Depot has kind of pulled in some of those things because Walmart sells shades, but they won't cut them for you.
Yeah. Walmart has some weird, cheap self ones where you kind of rip it.
These come out much better. This is the kind of stuff that I want to get, and it's very reasonably priced. One of the problems that's been created in retail is places don't carry things, so you have to order online, and ordering that online, it's going to be big bucks.
But if you
This
come
is
here,
really good.
$12.99.
Yeah, it's very reasonable. We kind of have fully experienced now the curtain aspect of Curtain and Bath Outlet. And the rest of the store is pretty much bath. I actually need a new set of floor mats and toilet mats and maybe towels, but I don't know if I'm going to find what I'm looking for here. Training seats. It's a nice simple one too.
Unlicensed cartoon characters.
Yeah, for simplicity's
Animal
sake.
friends. They all poo. You poo too.
You want to start pooing unlicensed.
Oh yeah, I think so. You don't want to go right for licensed poo. Is it NINA compliant?
Yeah, it's approximately correct.
So there you go. If you're a NINA, you can buy a scale.
$7.99. What do you want?
Oh yeah, that's like toaster prices. Walmart once sold a toaster that was $2.99, a $2.99
You don't buy
toaster,
it.
and I said I would not buy it. Ooh, separated buckets.
Separated buckets.
For your cleaning water and your rinse water. Very nice to have. There's nothing in my cart.
It might get abandoned.
These used to be made of metal back in the day. You can't find these probably anywhere except here anymore or online.
They look like a torture device.
You can hang
Small children.
Yeah, small children, or you don't want to put in the dryer like socks that might shrink. Just hang them on here. You got a nice little array. This is for small sundries.
All right.
Small sundries. I actually have been thinking about trying to put a clothesline in because in the summer it's so much nicer to dry outside, so much fresher smelling. It's a little more work, but it's really nice.
This is kind of a cute little hamper. It's got the wicker style. Lets your stuff kind of air so you don't just build stink up
That's
in it.
actually a good idea. A shoe spinner.
Oh.
That's a classic device.
I like this like closet system.
Yeah.
If you don't have a closet, you
It's
can
pretty
get
cool.
yourself some shelves.
Yeah.
This might be my new hangout. This heavy duty one is $39.99.
That's reasonable. That's what they
This
cost.
is $34.99.
Yeah, usually within $5 or $10 of that. So
Yeah.
that's normal price.
I could find most of this at Walmart so far. Or Target.
Not quite. Not quite.
Some of it's a little more specialized.
Yeah, a little
like
more
if you
special.
want specifically a dust ruffle, you don't see a lot of dust ruffles floating around.
Because most people don't want those things.
Yeah.
You might be right.
But what if you damage one piece of your set? You really want to go out and buy a whole new set?
I mean, that's certainly the Walmart way. They want you to come in and buy a new
Just buy a
set,
set
but
and
it's
walk.
luxurious, soft, a little thin though.
Bath rug fan.
Oh, I am. My father and mother would not. They never put rugs down in the bathroom except one under the shower, but never a toilet rug. And I always, every week they get washed.
I was
so-
going to say, can you wash them? Some of the
Yes.
backing, I feel like after a while would...
I've got two that I bought at Walmart, and they're getting a little old now, but I've had them for 2 years, washing them every week. Oh, baby. It's very soft. Wouldn't you love to step out of the shower onto that?
Ripped right off the skin of a puppy.
I still want heavier. I want heavier than this.
Why?
Because then it'll stay in place better, and it'll also wear better in the wash. And this is 100% polyester. I'd like nylon. Nylon will wear better and will also wash better over time. You ever had one of these, Nina?
I have one that I like for cooking. Not for this. I like to put it near my stove and sink for when I'm
on it.
standing.
The problem I've had with these is they don't wash.
Yeah.
They fall apart in a while.
Yeah.
I feel this one, Nina. It's kind of a combination of memory foam plus that really lush. It's nice, but it's too small.
And it's the kind that I worry would not be washable.
Yeah, it wouldn't wash very well. A little harsh. Give him a feel, Frankie. What do you think?
Ooh, no.
scrubby.
No.
And you may have noticed, Frankie, the cart has been abandoned. Not seen anything. I didn't see any bath rugs that really pulled my interest. It looks really nice.
Nina looks good in hats in general. Her head kind of suits hats.
We saw some wind chimes over at Christmas tree shops, and these are much nicer.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's
a
really
true-
pretty. $23 for a quality wind chime, that's actually pretty reasonable. Hear that lovely sound?
So you can really deafen the neighbors.
That's really nice. And very reasonable. 30 bucks. Hooded sweatshirt. Fruit of the loom. So I didn't end up buying anything. The prices are really kind of a little on the high side. Actually, they're on the normal side. If you find the same two items, I think the prices would be comparable between Bed Bath & Beyond in here.
And it's a fun return to the 80s and
It
90s.
certainly is. I think some of those people are the people who used to work at the End and Hope. They're
18-year-old
opening new
person.
locations. And look at the number of cars that are here on a Sunday morning just for this shop.
Not every store needs to survive the next 200 years.
No.
You know, if they decide that old people will spend money for the next 20,
Yeah.
it almost is worth a store.
That's right. And again, End and Hope still owns all of this real estate. Even if they're just slightly better than breaking even, they can still preserve their brand name for whatever they want. That curtain rod, that'll probably bring me back here, honestly.
He wouldn't
when I
say
need
a
to go.
word about this store if it didn't say Ann and Hope on the front.
You're right. I wouldn't go in. One thing I will note,
Yeah.
the soundtrack here, totally kicking. Frankie, we're here at K-Mart, Fall River, Massachusetts. We've been here twice before on the show. We're here today to say, in official capacity, goodbye. This K-Mart is closing down.
It's existed for as long as I've been alive.
It's been open since 1976.
For a long while, the only site that had a Kmart and a Walmart anchoring a mall.
You could actually walk into the mall and walk from the Walmart all the way to a Kmart. They moved out, of course, a couple of years ago. This one is not closing due to underperformance, it's closing due to loss of lease. They're going to tear down this whole mall, build a new shopping center. It wasn't clear from the press coverage if Kmart was unwilling to build a new store or not invited to build a new store.
We did Black Friday here for one Junt Cart episode, and we
Yeah.
did it somewhat ironically as this is a store that no one thinks to go to.
Yeah.
I never found the prices in there particularly good.
No.
And I always thought they should be better because there's a Walmart right there.
Yep.
And this is Fall River, Massachusetts.
Actually, after that Walmart closed, the business here went up quite a bit. Today, it's packed. I mean, there hasn't been this many cars here in years.
Vultures.
This one opened 76. The mall opened in 71, replaced a store called Grant's that nobody knows anything about now.
Whoa. It's the new Harbor Mall.
The new Harbor Mall. It won't be much longer.
It has been classified as a dead mall despite being open and
For
active.
years. It was a dead mall 15
Yeah,
years
now it's a real dead mall. You can't walk through it
It's
anymore.
actually completely shut down. I remember for the past maybe 5 to 10 years, it's mostly just been a pet store and some military recruitment.
Theater they built in 84 and closed in about 10 years ago.
One of those movie theater signs that show the screenings that like had to turn into like a general announcements.
Yes.
I remember when I was a teenager, I tried to apply for jobs all in this complex.
Really?
Because I figured no one else would think of it, including the fun center. I was like, imagine if I could work at the little arcade there
Yep.
that truly no one went to.
And they were like, I'm sorry, it's just me. I own the place and I work here.
I work for myself, kind of. We'd be remiss to not mention that a scene from Sexually Frank was shot there.
That's right.
For the health insurance.
Yeah, can't we just go down to town hall, you know, get a marriage license, speech sticker, lollipop, instant healthcare?
This mall used to be a big deal too. It used to have it had a Papa Gino's, it had a Newport Creamery, had a rent-a-center for a long time.
It had a Newport Creamery?
Radio
Wow.
Shack, yeah, a long time ago when they used to have them in malls.
When we would have like a day off, when
Yeah.
there'd be like a Martin Luther King Day or something like that, my mom would always take us here to go see a movie.
I saw Batteries Not Included at this theater, and I remember it specifically. That's
Wow.
87.
I saw the butterfly effect at this theater by
Yeah,
myself.
By yourself.
But I'll say, like, we're in New England.
Yeah.
It snows here, it rains here. This is going to be somewhat of an outdoor mall.
This is completely outdoor.
So how does that work?
I the same way it does now with retail. I mean, I always prefer indoor shopping centers for the New England area, but they seem to really have fallen out of fashion. So they're closing up shop here. They got discounts on everything in the store, but some of the discounts are pretty piddly. 10%. That's not
Give
much
me
of
a
a
break.
discount. And plus, they did the typical thing of raising the price back to the retail level before discounting. Very common thing they do when they liquidate stores.
You said that the place is littered with sales representatives.
It was packed with obviously temporary folks fronting up shelves, making everything look real pretty. I actually really like these carts with the K-Mart engraving on the side.
We really want to nail this video because this is kind of it.
This is it for this store, Kmart 3401. It's going down. Did we talk last time about some of the features of this Kmart that don't exist in retail stores anymore? Like the restaurant area. They also had auto service on the other side. There's still all the auto
Wow,
bays
Kmart
there.
Auto Service.
Yeah, they had a garden area. The garden roof actually collapsed about a year and a half ago, and they cleaned it up, but they've closed it off completely. We're gonna go take a look and see if we can find any good deals. My grandparents used to go here on a regular basis. They'd also go to the Woolworths counter whenever I visited the store. I always have a very particular pattern. I always go this way first. I can't break it now.
This is your last chance.
Yeah.
It still feels to me like there's a lot of stock.
Freshware, 10% off, Frankie. That's not that great a deal. It's just a little temporary storage containers. They're actually, you could reuse them as many times as you
10%.
want. But they're only $1 to begin with, so.
I don't expect the sales on my dollar items to be that great. It's already a dollar item.
That's right.
I'm most excited for the electronics section. When Walmart left, this was like the place I continued to pick up Blu-rays and DVDs because it's the closest one to my house. Now what do I do?
$161 for these little candy things. You're gonna pay $1.50 at Walmart.
They've never really had the greatest prices in the world.
No, but the point is that even after these small discounts, they're not helping anybody. But yet the place is packed. Is every register open?
This is unusual because, as we know, on Black Fridays,
I remember there was that picture that I sent around, put it on Facebook of like on Black Friday they had three of the registers open. That was a record at the time.
Yeah.
20% off. Nah. If you look down this aisle right here, EJ, pretty full.
A good 4 people.
Let's go see the spring stuff because it is almost spring. I need a Neosporin type product, but it's $8.49, Nina.
20% off.
But Nina,
20% off $8.49 is pretty good.
they got a cheap. No, it's not. It's a terrible price. Polysporin, is that like the same basic active ingredient?
Yes.
John's got his, the things that work for him.
I do. The stocking is a mess, first of all. This item is stocked here, here, and here. This is the family planning area. No prices on any items.
Not even the ultra-thin Trojan sensitivities?
No. I also need some hydrogen peroxide if they have some that's in date.
What do you need it for?
For general use. You can see some classic paneling behind here. Wood
Whoa.
paneling shelves. That's original 80s style. One thing I will note,
Yeah.
the soundtrack here, totally kicking. Heart of Glass. You never hear a song after about 1999 here. Perhaps they have sold out completely.
They came for the hydrogen peroxide first.
Back here you can see the entryway to the auto area.
Metamucil is alive and well.
A lot of their products do cater to the older set.
Well, I guess people that need to pass poo.
These are to bring to your friend's grave.
I haven't seen these anywhere else except here.
That's sad. Like there would be a product for it.
In loving memory, these little wreaths.
Here, take one of these K-Mart things to somebody who meant everything to you. That's sad.
Kind of disorganized display, but what do you expect? I mean, they're shutting down.
Does anyone do grilling here?
You're a griller, John's a griller, Nina's a vegan, I'm lazy.
We took some grilled veggies, and grilled pineapple is delicious.
Oh, grilled pineapple is so good. They got some grass seed here, but it's only 20% off. I'm not gonna pay that.
You're in
for it.
need?
Yeah, I have the need for seed. This aisle's a little disarrayed, but that's okay. I always like these little lights.
Perfect for John's disorganized yard.
A lot of pots. Let's see.
I'm seeing a lot of stock, much more than I expected. I thought it was gonna be picked clean.
$15.99 for that plastic.
Oh my goodness.
That's absurd.
That's ridiculous.
This sort of thing always struck me as odd. You know, like a feminine deadly animal, or a feminine ugly animal, like a frog, like.
How about toys? Toys.
You can't get away from Frozen. You can't get away from Minions. These new massive action figures really appeal to me.
Can I try them? Oh, nice sound effects.
Traitor!
Wow.
Taking you into custody.
It sounds like Joe from Family Guy. We're taking you into custody, Peter.
Ultimate Olaf, $56.99. It's on sale for $39.80.
Pull over and Google that. Someday, love will find you.
They're very lowly rated, I'll tell you that. They are $31.98 at Amazon.
This is a terrible price. Do you think this entire store closing thing is a stunt?
I think it might be, Frankie.
Because the prices are like double.
Yes. It makes me not even want to buy my Neosporin because I'm probably getting shafted.
Yeah? You actually are not going to do it?
I'm not going to buy it.
These Star Wars black figures are quality.
They're nice.
I also quite like this R2-D2. If you needed an R2 in your home, just the right size to be like, yeah, I'm taking R2 seriously, but I don't want him to take up my whole basement.
This item right here, actually $10 cheaper than Amazon if you needed this particular item. Spotbot Pet. It's a little spot vacuum steam cleaner.
So if you've got your smartphone with you, you can kind of check that sort of thing out.
I'm not seeing a lot of deals, CJ. This is usually what clearance is like, but there's the doors to the old garden center right there.
It looks like something rotted out in between the glass.
Now they painted it with just latex house paint.
Berry white?
Yeah, a little bit of berry.
I don't have an iron. I don't iron anything.
We don't do that.
You don't have iron?
We take a reputational hit in our lives.
Reputational hit. Candles, 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 candles.
You should get that.
For a short while, they made them in big man sizes, and I really want one, but I can't find one.
I can't help but dance.
It's gonna be the dancing episode, that's for sure.
Almost no batteries left.
This area has been picked clean by the vultures of Fall River, Mass.
It gives you no indication what was here at all. Something that was 16 by 25 by 1.
Playing lovemaking music in this place. It's nine months from the clearing sale. There's gonna be a lot of little K-Mart babies.
That doesn't make any sense.
There's gonna be a lot of little K-girls and K-boys.
Bubbler. I like that there's a bubbler in the store. You don't have enough stores with bubblers.
Go ahead, have a meal, try it out.
$2, 10% off, $1.80. It's actually a good price.
No, never gonna get it.
I'm never gonna get anything here.
I used to have something like this when I was a kid.
Little arcade
A little arcade that it was cheap as crap.
Like, big people don't really ride bikes. Even
No,
people my size.
it's a mongoose bike. So isn't it like a trick bike?
Oh, it's for when you want to get tricky.
Wow, you can really ride or.
We're not in a very good position to criticize.
No.
It's done. It's
Yeah, I guess
over.
things are over. You can't just turn it off.
Nothing is over! You just don't turn it off!
I consider this a luxury toy.
Yeah.
We did have a cozy coupe though, because those were standard.
Those were standard equipment for kids.
Yeah, standard package if you had a child.
Approximately sports section.
Yeah, I would advise against buying any kind of treadmill, elliptical sort of thing at a department store like this. John's seen a punching bag because no one likes him.
It's on double clearance. It's four store.
Or store and 7 years ago. They really succeeded though in making Kylo Ren like the face of the new Star Wars, rather than like just showing me Chewbacca over and over again, or Yoda, or Vader. Yeah, true. I mean, who would you actually market it on the back of?
How do I look in this silly hat?
Oddly appropriate. I mean, it goes with the green and the overweightness. Yeah,
Not appropriate?
It goes with the green and the overweightness.
Here's our back to school supplies, but didn't school resume like many months ago?
Yeah, year-long school clearance.
Yeah.
This electronic section has looked more or less exactly like this for a long time. Music and video. It just reminds me of 1991 in the biggest way.
I think it might be an element of from 1991.
Oh, it's a selfie stick or something?
Yeah, it is. Only the most basic of technology items here.
Wireless
A
mouse.
tablet case.
USB headphone.
Screen protector.
USB extender.
Cell phone accessory. Car charger.
For every different type of phone. Like when we used to not have all USB for our phones.
Sprint Nextel radio phone. Remember those Sprint Nextels where everybody was going like...
The first model, I believe, was a construction model, so those like rubberized ones. So I think the idea was that you could just have a phone and you could use the radio feature, and not everyone would have to have a phone and a radio.
$159.99 for a Psyche TV?
The cart is still empty.
Much like his heart.
Much
like
like
the store.
Yeah.
They have Jurassic World, but it's full price.
I mean, that's the thing, right? This kind of thing has been released on DVD for years, like, 5 movies in one. It always does appeal to me, though. Once or twice I've fallen for it. I've bought it, never watched it.
We're in the mattress department. You can see right behind me. That's where you used to go into the mall.
And there's a checkout area here.
If you need to, you could still break into the mall.
Loaded out of order.
They've cocked everything up on their way out.
$440 mattress.
Say goodbye, K-Mart cart.
You're gonna leave the K-Mart cart right there, right in front of where the Millennium Fun Center used to be. I tried to work there when I was 16. That was 14 years ago. Even things that aren't Minions are Minions.
Oh, yeah.
I see some kind of sports mascot.
And this looks like Minecraft, but not Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly. If you can just kind of intersect Minions and Minecraft and create the ultimate kid-friendly thing.
Oh, yeah. This is what we're doing now.
It's super soft. And that one's an Elsa hair.
Let it go, let it go. I'm one with the wind and sky. No later than 1999 for the music selections. I might drop that year down.
These are sections I have no purchase with. Baby section.
For babies?
Huge baby section.
John, do I see a Nicki Minaj section?
For the juniors.
Nicki Minaj has teamed with K-Mart. K-Mart to Camel Town.
I don't know why your baby needs fake grass.
It's for drying their bottles and things.
Oh, I see.
This seems to be where all the activity is.
Oh, yeah.
In the sort of
In children's clothing where there's high turnover and you need lots of
this way, females, lots of them, shopping. Males, none of them, shopping. This was all a restaurant.
And there's the dishwashing door over there, you can see.
It gets loud up front. As we start to make our way all the way back around now to the cash register area,
This deafening roar.
Lots of people buying clothes, lots of people in the store. Nothing for me.
Let's leave.
We can't go that way. Without your hands.
That's pretty much it.
You don't have anything in them. You bought nothing at all. It was already dead. It's like a relative that was in the hospital for 3 years.
And now it's you're up.
There's no new memories to have with them. You can visit them in the hospital and say, hey, remember when you used to have a restaurant?
Remember when you used to have an auto center? Remember when you used to have a garden center? Goodbye from K-Mart. Frankie,
Yo.
if I didn't have anything at all in my life, I would come here to restock my life.
John, I've brought you
You have bought me.
to the Raynham Flea Market.
The Raynham Flea is right behind us.
This is a big deal in our area. There are actually billboards all across the highway.
That's right, I've seen them.
That is actually where the term flea market comes from, is that you're selling old stuff and it would
That might have fleas.
And it would have fleas.
Is that really true?
Yeah.
I
so
didn't actually know that.
It's sort of meant to be disgusting, I guess.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of collectibles, antiques,
Okay.
old stuff no one wants, old stuff that only a few people want.
Yep.
That's the sort of the whole point
Well,
of this.
I'm really looking forward to it. I love that the roof is all rusty. That's like me.
You know, if you're a video game collector, retro video game collector, they
I
got a
am.
lot of that inside.
Yep.
If you like used Blu-rays like I do,
You
they got a
sure?
lot of that inside. If you like a junky kind of low quality concession,
I love it. I can already smell there's beef in the air. It's like a church fair on a wider scale with higher prices. That's what this is like.
you're gonna be overwhelmed by how massive it actually is. It's
Yeah.
only open on Sundays.
Sundays, yeah.
During certain seasons, they'll do Saturdays as well. It's $1 to get in. This is for a lot of people who don't want to open their own small businesses. They just want to sell off some stuff.
Let's say I have 100 extra chandeliers. I
Yeah.
could just get a table here and just sell chandeliers for $35 a piece.
That's the basic idea. You're gonna love the Raynham Flea Market.
I'm really looking forward to it.
It's so much more than a yard sale.
Yeah, like 40 yard sales at once.
It's more like a few yard sales and then a lot of boutique shops. Nobody is that precious about the prices.
Yeah.
And that's what you're gonna love the most.
Negotiable. Look, here's a selection of lawnmowers.
Ripped up boxes of Misc DVDs. As you know, I'm a huge DVD collector, but the reason I would never buy any of these is because they're just in too bad condition. I like a nice clean slip cover, dust jacket, all that kind of stuff. Standard F DVD, I don't buy a lot of anymore. I do buy television series on Standard F DVD.
This is a problem I have. I see people who have things and I get purchase envy. That guy
Yeah,
over
like-
there has that Scots thing.
That-
I need one of those to distribute fertilizer on my yard. That guy got the deal first. Should we go in or should we continue the outside route?
Well, I don't know. It depends how cold you guys are.
I'm not cold. I still have winter fat.
Do you find it that you lose a little weight during the summer?
No, I lose weight during the winter.
Okay. So what did that last statement mean?
Nothing.
All right. Regional sweatshirts.
Yeah, they don't have my size, I'm sure.
Well, they have pretty big.
Some of these are quite large. Little army men, and these are all half off, supposedly.
I don't know what the point is.
I'm excited that there's one man whose only function is to sell a rope. A ropeman.
A ropeman. This goes on for miles. There's a live band at the Raynham Flea.
They're pretty good. I mean, for flea market music.
And they're live, so there's no content ID problem.
Those are Abu baskets.
Oh yeah, like from Aladdin.
Yes.
Wherein you would put a boo.
You'd buy the basket and it would have Abu in it already.
Johnny, I hope you like Philly cheesesteaks, nachos, meatball subs.
Oh, I love them all.
Do you kind of feel like you should have known more about this for the last 30 years or so?
I mean, I knew it was here in theory. It was like a 25-minute drive. That's a little bit outside my normal range.
But now that you see it, aren't you like, holy crap?
If this is the outside, I can't imagine what's on the inside. It actually smells to me like King Richard's Fair. You ever go to King Richard's Fair? Look right over here. You got your baked potato, your roasted corn, or your turkey legs. Look, live wood carving. Where could you get more entertainment than live band and live wood carving for $1?
If it was only $1 to watch them carve wood and listen to the live music, it would almost be reasonable.
These are kind of cool. Pretty good stuff if you need them. I just don't happen to need them.
I still gravitate towards toys. It's like I was programmed when I was a kid to be like toy section.
Look at here with this lens. Oh.
Lines and lines of action figures, you guys. For some reason, out of package wrestling toys, there's copious amounts.
Why?
A lot of people bought them, and they were cheap.
Yep.
And then a lot of people threw them away.
$3 or 2 for $5. Do you know who this guy is?
Yeah, it's Ric Flair.
Okay. How do you suppose he got these war wounds on Ric Flair?
Somebody sucked on him. When I die, it's going to be in the ring or on top of a wild woman.
When I die, it'll be here or on top of a wild woman.
I hope it's in the ring, but I'll go either way.
I hope it's here, but I'll go either way.
This whole place evokes to me 1994 5.
Yeah.
50-inch TV, $300. I already have a TV.
If it was a plasma, that would be.
Oh yeah, true. And this actually might be the kind of place you could get a plasma.
Insulated food carrier. I've often thought about buying one of these. So you get a Pyrex dish with a cover, and then you can make a nice hot dish, and then put it in the container and take it somewhere, and it'll stay hot.
All right, let's do it.
$10 is a great price. No, but once or twice a year, I need to move a hot dish. The price is great. Just I can't justify the space.
Right. I kind of like antique clocks and chips.
Cool. I think they're completely iron, or I'd get one to put out in the garden. What I do really like is things you can put outdoors.
You ever been in somebody's house where they went a little too crazy with the tchotchkes? Everything's a little dusty, therefore.
It's older folks.
My grandma was like that.
I like those. And I love the little metal figurines. They're a little pitted.
Yeah.
They're already weathered.
Colored balls.
Look, you don't maybe have any sense of style.
I don't really get these pop vinyl figure things.
Vinyl figures. That's cute.
That is kind of cute.
Oh, look at that. That's
You can
great.
get an Xbox One for $240.
It's a good price.
You know, this really does kind of remind me of like, why go to Walmart for this stuff?
Oh, I know.
Just come here and
These
they're
are
all
way
brand-
better
They're all
prices.
brand new, way better prices. This would be good for sometimes like when we shot the Force Awakens review and I wanted a Star Wars shirt for the novelty. I should come here for the price.
Yeah. You could be like Peter Dinklage from Pixels.
You want to fire blast this help? He has some demands.
It was a bold choice. It was a bold choice.
Anything real big? 6X? 3X is the big you got. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I would buy t-shirts. These are nice t-shirts. You just don't have my size.
You got anything big? Real big? Real fat? I like the forwardness.
Nice Del Monte. That's a brand new model.
Actually, it's pretty nice. How much for one of those?
Thank you.
$75?
Things that I would hope to actually find in here, and I might be overly optimistic, is things that are extraordinarily uncommon and very expensive. Things that are actually really, really rare. We inadvertently missed an entire wing.
I see some like corporate signage, like the Ford Theater or a Mountain Dew sign, and I don't know what it is. I've always liked corporate or commercial signage. When I was a kid, my sister had a phone booth sign in her room, and I always wanted it.
My friend has a Nintendo sign from a service merchandise.
Isn't there something about
it's
that?
amazing.
Yeah. So this is the start of it right here.
Wii system, $30.
The thing I like about the Wii is that it's so easy to emulate stuff.
Put one in every room.
Exactly. I have two currently for that very reason, but I could use a third. GameCube has some fun games. GameCube is a good system. You always think that N64 you're gonna have a lot of fun with that. You're not.
Yeah, it hasn't aged well.
This is a beautiful controller. Genesis Arcade Power Stick. Here's NES Advantage right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right next to it.
Quite a few Genesis games in box. Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Well, that's the thing about the retro games in there. Retro games collecting, as EJ knows very well, there's a big market for it right now.
Yep.
And the values are changing all the time because of it. You're not going to see great deals on retro games. They know what they're valued for.
That's right.
The very odd Tetris 2.
A strange game.
I actually kind of like it. I had it for Game Boy. You get an affection for games you just have.
Yeah. No, that's how you develop taste, actually. Whatever you had.
Even if it's bad.
This is the sort of corporate signage that I was talking about. If I saw something I'd really like here, I'd probably grab it.
I really like this Heinz pickle, to be honest with you. But you know what I like even more, EJ? You don't put the grill all the way to the front, but here it's clearly done because it wants me to buy the burger. I'm not gonna buy one now, it's too early.
What did I tell you bastards about the Raynham Flea? It's great. John's taking a good long look at the tools.
I am. I've actually been looking for a small air tank. Do I really need one? You fill it up with air and then you can take it with you when you need to use air.
I actually have basketball card books just like these.
Really? I have a couple with Pokemon and with Star Trek The Next Generation cards.
I have a mint Pete Rose.
Really?
Look at that. It's the whole Beanie Babies over there.
Nice.
I had a few when I was a kid.
How about the fact that each one of these little cards is $1? $1 is a lot for one, I'd say, so they must be worth something.
They're Matchbox cards. They don't sell for $1 anymore, though. I don't know what generation your noodles are from. Oh, I just love shells in general. Right? I don't have any practical need for them, but they are very lovely.
It goes on for miles.
Well, we're gonna go all the way. 7 for $5.
Poor babies.
They're actually really cute. It's got that old style tag.
Gotta protect those tags. That's where all the value is.
My Power Rangers toys have held a lot of value. The way you make a toy or anything valuable, you have a ton of people buy it. You have a ton of people play with it.
Yep.
And open it and have none of the boxes survive.
Yes.
Then you have everyone get sick of it. Then you throw them out en masse. And then somebody 20 years later goes, would love one of those.
That's why Mario World is $25 a copy.
And it's why I predict the VHS tapes are gonna start to have some value.
That's a very nice faucet right there. I don't need one, but that's one of the models I looked at. Excellent quality.
Really, really good deal if you know somebody who wants it.
Yeah, that's the problem, right?
Yeah, one major. Filming our friend talking about stuff.
real?
It'll be on YouTube, I promise.
What's the channel? Check it out.
Red Cow Entertainment. I love these.
Oh, I do too. I have two of them I keep in my house. My house is fairly small.
You set up a quick little station anywhere you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
One major problem I'm starting to see is the outdoor areas. You really need to like pin down the merchandise because the wind will take it away. That woman that we were just talking to, she almost lost the whole table.
Giant wood clamps. You clamp things with it, but it's made of wood.
What's this?
I have no idea.
Trying to figure it out?
Oh, wait a minute. There's a tag.
Tell us what it is.
Yeah,
$50.
right. They don't know either.
Scrap metal?
I'm a little bit intrigued by this device.
Well, it's not much of a device, John.
A collection of historic Wheaties boxes.
Wow, that's really cool. Collectible cereal boxes.
That's very neat.
So few people probably think to preserve them, then they find them their way at a flea market. Wheaties is obviously sort of the obvious collectible box because they did have the Athlete series, but I would love to see some collectible boxes like that Nintendo cereal, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
Cool little piece. Yeah. Serious problem about buying crap
Yeah.
is you don't have any room for it.
That's right. There have been at least 5 or 6 things that if I didn't have like this thing against having things in my house, I would have bought.
This is like the nice toy section. Winston from Ghostbusters.
This is a semi-permanent storage container, beautifully stocked.
In some ways reminds me of Rhode Island Comic Con.
I do Comic Cons. It's a big flea market.
Do you?
That's all it is.
Do you do the Rhode Island one too?
I do Rhode Island. I'm doing San Diego. I do everything.
Collecting some DVDs?
Really good prices.
Pretty good prices. Huh?
Very good.
A whole nother path.
Can you see how someone could actually make the mistake that there is no indoor?
Yes, I could see that. Like that's just a storage building or something.
Yeah.
I love this right
Some
here.
veg?
Open air veg market.
Yeah.
Reach for some white asparagus is a great price.
Meaning even Nina can enjoy herself here.
It's a really
Hey,
heavy-duty tripod.
I have something against heavy-duty tripods.
Me too.
To me, like the $50 ones you can get at Target are fine.
Did you ever get into hemp gear?
Neither John nor I ever got into hemp gear.
This crazy little bug. It's a trick bug.
I thought it was for like a freaky little kid.
No.
I had a guy 2 weeks ago. I had a guy, 30 years old, ride that bicycle around in a circle.
What's that thing on the
It's the
camera?
microphone.
We killed a cat and threw it on the top.
Stop it.
No, they call it a dead cat. That's what they call it. To keep the wind away from the microphone so it doesn't make a lot of noise.
You like this?
I am a huge fan of rocks, mineral samples, and crystals, and they have a nice little selection.
The minerals, Marie.
The rocks, Hank.
No, they're minerals. Jesus, Marie.
50? Yeah, I'll think it over. Thank you.
Typewriting?
Classic.
Is there any worse way to write than a typewriter?
By hand is worse. Even bidets available.
Bidets, if what you need is a VCR, you've come to the right place.
Right there, that AV CompuLink one, that's a really nice DVD player.
There's something appealing about the beat up nature of it. It makes it a little bit more threatening.
That's like the
This thing-
behind the door frame
Or in the
bat.
trunk of the car, it's considered a weapon if you can't find anything else that indicates that it was for playing baseball. So if you throw a
That's
catcher's
funny.
mitt or a baseball in the trunk as well,
Yeah.
you're off
You're
scot-free.
fine.
Otherwise, it's a weapon. I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
Remember how I said
The Walt Disney
VHSs
ones?
are growing in
Yeah.
value? Well, these were sort of collectibles, and again, well used, well loved, thrown away.
Yep.
The Beauty and the Beast version of this on VHS on eBay goes for $500.
Now just look at thank you.
And you always think, oh, I had the Beauty and the Beast one, but yeah, you wore it out.
The reason that it's worth something is because you threw it out. Although I kept the Little Mermaid one because it has a picture of it on the front. It's a collector's piece.
It's a hand-blown glass pumpkin.
Ass blown. I've always, my whole life, wanted a Game Gear.
Let me tell you, you get about 2 hours of battery life.
That's
on those
why. That's
things.
what I'm told.
Yeah, it was a passive matrix color display. Do you remember the Sega Nomad?
Oh yeah, I love the Sega.
That was a really cool system. It was a Genesis in handheld
You could take
form.
cartridges and pop it in. You've got the luggage shop.
Frankie,
Yo,
if I didn't have anything at all in my life, I would come here to restock my life.
it's pretty much everything.
Yes.
That came from everyone.
Because I've lived a number of years.
Right.
I have just about all of these things.
It's almost a tour of a life.
Yes.
Even vegetables. Even that scrap metal thing that he couldn't figure out. These Family Guy DVDs sold so well.
They brought it to college dorm rooms everywhere.
There's not a collection I've ever seen that doesn't have that yellow Stewie.
I actually am contemplating getting one of these. A dental pick?
Would you actually pick at your own teeth?
Well, it's not just for doing that, though. You can use it for all kinds of things.
Like picking at somebody else's teeth?
My mom's a dental hygienist, so there's like tons of that stuff around my house.
So you must have awesome teeth.
No, I haven't been to the dentist in like 5 years.
CJ, your teeth could be falling away.
Are you a crying shame to your mom?
She probably looks at my teeth and be like,
She can smell them from a mile away. Like, that's the smell of 5 years of rot. And I waited 10 years. But now I go 4 times a year. I'm the kind of person that either does things completely right or completely wrong. You know, this is the boring plant section that John loves so much.
I love plants. I think those are so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Remember back when we used to buy cameras when we were much younger?
Yeah.
And the way you tested a camera was to shoot a close-up of a berry on a tree?
Yes.
You still do that. Flowers, dogs, babies.
I think the tennis ball should be cheaper than 50 cents a pop. It should be 50 cents for a whole murder of tennis balls.
A murder of tennis balls, that's the technical term?
Old man John looking at the tools. It might change when we get inside, but we were really worried that people wouldn't like having a camera around. Nobody gives a f***.
They're more interested.
Am I on TV?
Even though I wanted to buy something, knowing how much work it would be to get it back to the car, it's acting as a serious deterrent.
There's two of us here.
We're three strapping young boys.
Two. I might buy.
I mean, two.
If I came again, I'd bring a cart.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then we would put things in Junt's cart.
On Junt's cart. I like this arrangement where it's just a bunch of boxes
of misc. And it's completely unclear who the vendor is. I mean, who's selling this?
Or where do they get like a bunch of like goggles? And
sure, like was your home overstocked by red cups? There was a Walmart stock truck that broke down and someone stole everything and put them in banana crates. I don't care anymore. This is my life.
Right next to the bath sponges, you have wooden ashtrays. I own one of these, and it is the most amazing back scratch.
Yeah, if you say so.
Do you own a back scratch in your life?
We have some at work. Oh, I got the pea shivers. I'm not that impressed. I mean, unless I have an actual itch and I gotta. But it's not. I don't just use it to like massage myself.
You're missing out.
It's wooden. It's splintery.
Oh, it's so good. If I had my druthers, probably 10 things would have been purchased by now.
I guess you never have your druthers.
There are massive packages of Russian batteries right there.
Russian batteries? Will they work in the U.S.?
I'm pretty sure they will, but they're $5 for about like, I don't know, 60 of them. As a reminder, your dogs. Bras available.
The clientele a little bigger. Is it fair to say that there's a correlation between bargain loving and obesity? I think
it's a little foot warmer. You put your feet on it to warm you up.
Does it actually heat up? I think I'm gonna take it. All right.
You think so?
Yeah. You're gonna have to carry that around.
That's okay.
Hey, you want to have them hold it for you?
Yeah.
We'll come back.
All right.
You here every weekend?
We were for a while, but we're gonna take a break for a little while.
Yeah, right. You have to haul it back and forth each time, or do you get to?
No, have to haul it back and forth each time.
I don't know how many of them get to have permanent stays.
Yeah, some of these folks that have like the permanent little warehouse things probably do. We want to go in.
We want to go in. I have to pee. So that's the outside, folks.
Yes.
We're gonna go inside now, and we'll see you in the next part for all that inside action.
Some refrigerator doors.
I'll follow you.
Being here, sitting here at this place, I feel like I am part of a fixture of this whole establishment. You would go to a flea market and you would see a fat guy sitting on a bench, and it would be perfectly in line with the ambiance of the rest of the place. That's how I feel right now.
I love these kind of nachos. We used to have swim meets, and they would have those kind of nachos there all the time, which is actually, like, in retrospect, not very healthy at all for a sports event, but...
True, but you always hear about how Michael Phelps, eats 3 live babies a day or whatever. They got kind of like an indoor diner area. But then there's also concession all around the perimeter. If you thought that there were a lot of toys, games, and movies outdoors...
Well, everything outdoors was pretty flat. In here, it goes up.
Just the fact that there is some shelving.
Yes.
There are basically mini stores. I think some of these guys indoors have permanent stations. For the Box Mac fans, they do have craft food service mac at that place. There's so much fun to be had for $1. For $1 admission.
It's kind of incredible.
And do you think that they own the property and the land?
Oh, I think they definitely do.
So then it's all just profit. It's all in the black.
Conceivably.
Because even for the low cost, I mean, there's thousands of tiny transactions, thousands of money exchanging hands all day long.
Just think, no sales tax anywhere.
How do they get away with that? There's no tax at all? Everything's under the table?
There's a flea market yard sale exclusion law about collecting taxes.
Really?
It's supposed to be only if you make under a certain amount of money at the yard sale. These people probably don't, but who's going to call them on it, right? Like a normal retail place, they can have a tax inspector come in and you have to have a certificate to collect sales tax. The permanent food establishments probably do, but they probably just factor it into the cost. Like the $1.35 soda has the tax already worked in.
Yeah, but food is untaxed.
Prepared food is taxed in Massachusetts.
I love these jukeboxes.
$600? $4.
I know they were way more than that originally.
I love the traffic light.
Oh, it's so cool. Remember, there's one in our elementary school.
It was supposedly detected the noise level of the cafeteria, but it didn't. There was somebody behind there changing it to red and yellow.
I have a pretty big collection.
I didn't know that.
Mostly was assembled before I even knew you.
Did the collection start off with a gift from like a grandfather or something?
Yes, my father is also a big collector of coins, and he gave me a bunch a long time ago.
They have some 77 and 80 Return of the Jedi and Empire.
That's cool. It's a case of diner checks for a restaurant for $10. That's actually a great price for that.
Look at that rad Star Wars Unleashed figure. It's Luke making a big motion blur with his lightsaber. Last time I was here, it was around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Walking through here on a chilly day, light Christmas music playing. It is a good time. Oh, they have a whole fudge thing over there.
Fudge?
Hot salted nuts, too. It's all pretty delicious by my account.
Look at those. Those look so good.
I actually did have one of these Reese's ones last time.
It looks a little too heavy for me.
Whoa, picture pops. What the hell is this?
That? I think it's...
I think it's C3PO.
I think it's C3PO. Candies of yesteryears.
My aunt used to play
accordion.
Come here, pick up a ukulele and a VCR. This is what I meant by like there are kind of like boutique stores. This is probably the best one actually. Nintendo signage.
I would like something like that.
To indicate that there's Nintendo here. Okay, here's the thing. There's always copious amounts of N64 sports games because they're very low value.
3 for $5. So that's about the best price I've seen for what we call junk SNES. The ones no one really wants.
Awesome selection of in-case Genesis.
That's what I liked about Genesis. They came with those little like Blockbuster video cases.
I totally have this somewhere in my home.
Oh, I do too. Was that
I think maybe from McDonald's?
It was something like McDonald's or Burger King.
And I think this was part of the same family of toys. I think. I never had him. Look at that very early Mario pinball thing. I don't think the animated series was out yet.
And even when the animated series did come out, they made him like a Brooklyn accent.
Right.
Now he's like the Italian plumber.
Right. I prefer the Brooklyn, the Lou Albano.
And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
Ocarina of Time in case.
I think I have that. I kept like all of my boxes.
That's awesome. I would actually buy one of these. I might get a Zelda or a Mario 3 perhaps.
I love the Mario 3 one.
I'm getting a copy of Super Solitaire.
Is that something that's not in your collection?
No, it is, but it's a very rare game. They only made about 2,000 copies of this particular Super Nintendo game. It's not a particularly amazing game or anything. It's just a very, very uncommon game. There's 2 games that if I ever see them, I always buy because I like owning a certain percentage of all of the copies. I have 4 of these. There's another one called Fun and Games that I have 6 of, and it's 6 out of 1,500.
Perler beads is what
Perler beads, yeah.
For this sale, I would have to take cash because I have to just give this to the customer.
That's no problem.
That's the NES2 or the second version. They're easy to mod for RGB.
EJ, I want to point out, you're a huge fan of...
Zelda 2 Adventures of Link.
Adventures of Link. They've got one of these guys for that particular Link.
These are so cool.
Aren't they great? And it was $15 for these 2.
Those are really awesome. Copy of Super Solitaire.
What is this?
Only 2,000 copies of Super Solitaire ever made.
And what'd you pay?
$8.
Do they know about the 2,000 limit?
Oh, again, it's not a great game.
A lot of the most rare and expensive games aren't necessarily good.
That's right.
Super happy
Do you happen to
about
have
this
any PlayStation 3 remotes?
No, I do not.
Okay,
The
thank
saga continues.
Leather Lane.
Leather Lane.
I have him, but I love him.
He's cool.
Of course, you can't take it apart. The idea is it's just a...
Static figure.
The original radio drama of The Empire Strikes Back. Is this Voltron? I mean, that is pretty Power Rangers-y. Or maybe Power Rangers is very Voltron-y. Very classic Looney Tunes comics.
Wow.
Originally 25 cents. I don't know what they would go for now. $5.
Still pretty reasonable.
So if you're looking for a collection of this sort of thing, if eBay is the flea market of the world.
The problem with eBay, it's the hassle of actually shipping it out. If they don't like it, the returns, plus the fees you gotta pay to eBay.
There's an eBay community of sellers.
Yeah.
And they know what things are worth.
Yes.
And none of them sell for less.
That's right.
eBay ends up becoming kind of like a retail.
Yeah.
Before, like, everyone was into marble.
The Bionic Woman jigsaw puzzle.
Behind us is the largest DVD and Blu-ray sale that they have in the whole market. There's a pretty serious amount and they're pretty great prices, pretty good quality, but I don't think they're well organized. Right now, DVD has no value.
Wait until they don't release a lot of these again on Blu-ray.
Exactly. There's a collector's item. Hey, I'm a Cosby kid. $85. Princess Leia in bounty hunter gear, in Bouche disguise for $60. Whoa, $95 for the Cantina Band.
We got a lot of Chilton's books for car repair. Those generic books that tell you how to repair your miscellaneous car when cars were still simple enough to repair by yourself. Maverick Comet, 1970 to 77.
Is it tape here?
Yes.
Why?
Because we're just browsing around for a lot of auto books. This must be this whole area's deal, and it probably gets pretty good business. And if you needed to buy one of those books, I've looked on eBay for like my Cadillac ones. It was $100 for the set of the 2 books.
And even if you try to Google that information,
You can't find it.
It's not easy to find.
I just love the Blu-ray and DVD sales.
Did you see anything you like?
No. There's box sets behind there. I haven't really looked at those. But I probably own all the ones I would want.
If you think of something you want, you usually buy it on
You run
eBay.
out and you buy it. Unless you're broke. And then you don't get nice things.
Craigie lays out the reality of economics. We got a pets department.
Live animals right up ahead.
When you were young, did your parents ever take you to like MISC fairs, like pop-up fairs?
I don't think so.
One of the things I always wanted that my parents would never let me own was a hermit crab. You could buy them for like $3. I understand why. It's actually kind of cool. You can actually take care of them, but the ones they sell at fairs were not going to live.
Imagine being the Batman of hermit crabs.
Oh, and look, they of course have the minion. That's a handsome-looking lizard.
It's hard for me to have a strong sense for whether or not these are good deals. I mean, they don't seem to be. $9 for one of these things. Maybe they're rare? I don't know. I don't know anything. Is it tin? Is that the reason? Because the tin itself is expensive? There's like retro games hiding out in a lot of these. Just kind of stacked.
I've seen lots of little piles of coins, for example, all kinds of stuff.
I like old cameras.
This whole shelf is like of interest. Atari 5200 cartridge. Strange format, not very popular. That was right around the time the NES came out, actually.
This is hysterical. It has nothing to do with Marvel at all. But they're aware of the fact that you might think it's Marvel, so they're calling it the original Avengers, which is probably not in violation of any copyright. It's meant to with your brain. I like that still from Adam's family.
This is a flip plano clock. Non-digital. It's just analog advances. Very nice. That's the kind of clock I had when I was a child, right by my bed.
Some people like wooden ducks.
Some people like miscellaneous jewels meters. I kind of do. Oh, look, classic telephone. First one I've seen here. This place is closed today.
Meaning they must have a permanent station here if they have to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
These are clearly permanent outfits, some of these.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of this is.
I think the outside's a lot more variable.
They're making a Defender series on Netflix.
I don't know, one superhero from the next. Yeah, what's going on here?
These are the kind of babies that Clint Eastwood, or what's his name, should have gotten for that movie.
Sniper, American Sniper.
That prop baby
Bradley
they
Cooper.
had was so lousy.
I think what really gave that baby away in that movie was the dead weight.
Yeah, you needed like some sand in it or something.
Yeah. Commercial signage. None of them really convinced me that it's a real store.
This is pretty much me on a Friday night.
Shitloads of comics.
More 5200 games lurking in the winds.
This was the Jurassic Park game to get. Mortal Kombat like graphics where they rotoscope the dude.
There's also that miserable Sega CD one.
Vacuums. Beautiful vacuums. Look at that nice Kirby in the back. It's a good vacuum. Quality.
Isn't that why Kirby is named Kirby in Nintendo?
Is it? I don't know.
It makes sense. He sucks.
That word? That sounded derogatory, but Kirby is actually awesome.
See the ad there for Retron 3? Major difference is that actually is a console that really will play the game. The Retron 5, you pop in the cartridge.
It reads it out, right?
And then it presents you a ROM, because it means the game doesn't have to work that well. Always lots of loose GBA. There's a few Sonic GBA games that were pretty good, like Sonic Rush. Now that I have a Retron 5, I might pick up someday, but the best Game Boy games are Pokemon, are they not?
My opinion, yes.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, I just buy the yearly Pokemon, and that's almost the only game I play.
Did you tell me you have any PS3 remotes, DVD remotes? You don't have something. Yeah, that was no dice, CJ.
Great prices on Xbox 360 and last-gen consoles. One day I'll buy a DS Lite for a really cheap price.
DS Lite, I think, is one of my second favorite systems.
Yeah, I have one of those cards that allows you to play a bunch of emulators on it. So it's kind of like the perfect retro game portable system.
I purchased some Pearly Beats, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, the whole set.
I couldn't resist, and I got Zelda 2, which we talked about earlier, is one of my personal favorites.
I'm going to do a review of it someday.
I'm gonna
in defense of.
See anything else you like?
I've been wanting Smash for N64 for a long time. It goes for $50. If we've got a good price today, maybe I'll consider it.
Usually 55. I'll do $50.
50?
You guys have already spent some money, so you get a better deal.
I'll think about it.
You got it.
50 is what it normally goes for, so 55 is actually a little high. You get the price that everybody else sells it for. Lot of toys. Oodles of toidles.
Wow, that's a dense display.
The character that's making a comeback, only because the design was cool. Yes. Because in a way, the design tells its own story, and that's what people are running with, not the story they actually got with the character.
I think they would do the same with Darth Vader if the story sucked.
Yeah, this is kind of all perfect for college kids, isn't it? This whole place is great for a hipster. But you don't see hipsters walking around. We're the closest things.
Yeah.
That's kind of concerning.
It's good for sad 30-year-olds who...
What do we have here?
Oh, boy.
My baby got back too. Will that make it into the video? We'll see.
You might have to blur that out a little.
It's Darth Vader with a purple, clear head. Did something wrong? Did something happen? Emperor's Wrath.
Oh, he's getting electrocuted.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, got it. It's stupid. It looks bad. This is like very specifically wrestling themed. Wrestling is every form of entertainment in one medium. It's the circus, it's a rock concert, it's comedy, it's drama, it's acrobatics, it's athleticism. It's for kids, it's for adults, it's for everything in between.
These are the wrestlers that we got coming here. Next week will be Mike and Maria from TNA. We're gonna have Demolition.
Fruit?
We just had Fruit. Photo ops, autographs.
Do you guys have a store as well, or do you just?
No, just here, and we have a booth outside too.
Do you do wrestling stuff
Nope.
outside of this, or?
I like to keep my body pretty. I don't want to get hurt.
Rocky Point Park. It closed many years ago. That's so cool. This is in 1981. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
This is back when you could do these compilation posters for the two trilogies. Now what are we gonna do? This is like a Star Wars movie every 6 months. You can never make a compilation poster again.
Runt. Done Runt. It'll be Runt as soon as Rogue One comes out. They're David McCauley books, and they have like amazing illustrations of pyramids. There's a castle in here. I actually love this too. The wisteria is so pretty, even though it's fake.
Hey, look, PC Repairs, John. Raynham Flea. John and I used to go to CCRI in Warwick, Rhode Island.
Yeah,
and we go to
called Kogan Fairs.
It was a warehouse of computing.
Yeah, the company still exists. They still run a couple shows in Connecticut, but nothing on the scale like they used to run.
There's some Famicom, which is Japanese NES.
World of Illusion is one of my favorites. It's got great graphics. It's got Donald and Mickey saying things.
That was a big deal back in the day.
Alakazam! Alakazam!
This is hands down the best flea market I've ever been to.
It's amazing. Knives, guns, and military paraphernalia. I had a trashy uncle who had like a lot of knives.
Nice little hardware store, some vanity tops here. Good basic quality vanity for your restaurant or home.
So you can take something you like and put your name on it.
Yeah. Nobody has everything. So if you're looking for one thing, you just gotta keep looking until you find it.
This might be a way to get some elderly people some exercise too. I'm only kind of kidding. You look around long enough, you'll eventually find something you had as a child that you thought was gone forever. Nobody gives a crap about the filming.
There's no like security.
Maybe one guy could take issue. But yeah, you just move on.
I just want to see how much that stoplight is. I want to know what the market is. $300. It's actually not that unreasonable. It's about what I expected.
Yet another video game store up ahead with great signage. This is basically a store.
Lots of toys.
I had that exact Jurassic Park one.
Power Rangers for Sega CD. If you're me and you're 8 years old and you have a Sega CD, you buy this. But then you learn that all it does is play footage from the episodes, and you're supposed to press A when it says press A.
He's coming at us!
Dragon's Lair was.
They sell like Dragon's Lair on like a DVD. You can just use your DVD remote.
Just watch the movie.
There were laser displays right inside.
Custom Lego minifigs. These were in some sort of Happy Meal, I think.
They were so disposable. They become valuable quickly. That's a pretty cool looking Power Rangers something or other. That talking Pee Wee Herman doll, everybody had that.
My friend had that, and I was sort of scared of it, but sort of jealous of him for having it.
The question is, does anybody have it in box anymore? I doubt it. You'd pull the string and... I love you! Are you embarrassed? Space Jam? If you're gonna make a Space Jam 2, just do it or don't do it.
Amazing.
More loose wrestling figs?
All over the place with the loose wrestling figures, everywhere.
Okay, so this is a plasma, EJ. 58 inch, which is pretty good. And it went for $8.49.
Plasmas are the best for color rendition. The blacks are very rich. LED.
Mineral shop over here. The mineral shop. Sorry to interrupt your plasma TV.
Oh, that's okay.
The mineral shop. The rocks don't actually come in this color. These are dyed. This one, for example, is a natural one.
I didn't know that. I thought the Earth was beautiful.
Nope, sorry, EJ. When I was young, there used to be actually stores that you could go to buy things like this, like in malls.
Well, I couldn't be less interested in this.
You like wrestling things, I like rocks.
Tracy, your pizza's ready. Tracy, your pizza's ready.
You hear the Tracy, your pizza's ready? All at once, everybody in this whole place wondered for a second if they should pretend to be Tracy and pick up that pizza.
I'm contemplating buying this, EJ. It's just a carved piece of stone. It's an obelisk. It would go with my home decor.
How much is it?
$25. Every so often I'm checking because I gotta make sure my Rocky Point. Keep it secret, keep it safe.
A whole VHS thing here. There's a whole VHS collection here. There's Raiders of the Lost Ark on VHS. Is it worth anything? I think it will be soon.
You gonna get it?
Let's see if he's willing to deal a little. Would you take 20 for the obelisk?
Yeah, I could do that.
Is he buying rocks?
Yes, I bought a nice obelisk.
We got rocks at home, Jonathan. You negotiated some rocks?
Yes.
You got them down?
Yes, from $25 to $20. And it's very pretty. I think I'm going to put it in the bathroom. It'll be a nice decoration.
Did it take a lot of work to barter that?
No, he was pretty easy.
Okay.
It may have been sitting there for 3 years, you know.
This is a fascinating item. Star Wars Episode 1, 24-page book and CD.
Frankie, my Junt Steam. It's getting a little low. There is so much stuff here. I'm getting stuff blind. Maybe we should just take a quick look at these next couple aisles. And if I see another rock or obelisk...
Oh, we have to come back for your foot warmer, too.
Right, we forgot about that. Perhaps one of the coolest toys ever, the Technodrome. I never had it as a kid. I think I had the sewer, maybe? The sewer playset.
Super Sunday football, the football machine.
Oh, mirror in the sky, can the child... Look at John, he's just blowing through aisles. I get it, he's tired. He's fresh out of noodles.
This is a 2-day affair, in my opinion. This booth right here, all kinds of cool stuff.
Batman 89 cards down there. There's like a thing happening right now.
That's hoverdoodling. Those are those things that everyone's concerned about.
Drones?
Those drones, yeah. That one's probably about $150, $200. If we actually did any filming things, you can do incredible, like, photography.
Everybody's doing drone stuff now.
Well, the stories I tend to write, they don't
need drones.
They deserve...
They gotta write more drone-based stories, frankly. It reminds cute. That reminds me of that movie Battery Is Not Included. Remember that?
Everything reminds you of that movie.
Oh, that's some cool tricks.
He is clearly a very skilled drone operator. We're about to enter, you can tell by the construction, the new zone. This is clearly an expansion area.
Oh.
I think John is currently kind of like delirious. I don't think he knows where he's going or what's going.
Look at these cute little cats. And they breathe. That's a doggy. That's a cat. I bet my cat would just attack it over and over.
You basically get everything you want out of a pet by buying one of those. We're making our way to Fat Daddy's Smoke Shop.
Not really my product line.
If there's one thing John and I like, it's Fat Daddy's Smoke Shop. Yep. It does sound kind of erotically charged, I have to say. I think this is one of the finest action films ever made. Ugh. There's more stuff. I would buy that for $1. I don't always drink milk, but when I do, I prefer Dos Boobies. Man, what an awesome way to spend a day.
Incredible. So I got the foot warmer, which I'm really excited about. I got a Super Nintendo game, Super Solitaire, which is rare. I got my obelisk, which I'm going to put on display. You might see it in future content, who knows. And then I got my Rocky Point bumper sticker, which I'm probably not going to stick on anything. I just like to have old stuff like that. It really wasn't that much money. The most expensive thing was the obelisk at $20. Everything else was $4, $8, and the sticker was $2.
EJ and I got a variety of Pearl Art thingies. He got like 5 of them, I think, and I got 2. And then EJ also got a Pokemon game, Crystal or something?
Yeah.
And that's about it, folks.
Yeah, you were right. This is an amazing, amazing place.
Would you come back?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Would you ever actually come here looking for something you needed?
Maybe. It would have to be a very specific thing, though.
Yeah.
Definitely luggage, some very nice luggage.
You might be able to get a good electronics deal here.
Yeah,
if you needed a monitor or a TV or a stereo, a Bluetooth stereo or something.
You just got to know your prices.
If you're in the area, come by, spend $1, and
definitely worth the $1, man. I'll tell you.
Tell us about your flea markets too. We want to know what you got in your area.
Oh, toasted with a fine butter. I know you probably don't go in for the butters.
Today was the Little Compton Church Fair, and we went, but we didn't film because who wants to see the same church fair?
You've seen it before, and it was pretty much exactly the same thing.
It was excellent, but it was the same excellent.
I had a lot of fun, but if you want to experience that fair, just go watch this video that's just got a link over here.
And also that book fair that we did last year is today.
Yes, it's a town event day.
We thought we'd get you something new. We're at the Westport, Massachusetts Farmers Market, which takes place at the Westport Town Farm.
I actually went to what they now call the Harvest Festival down there. If you walk far beyond it, there's some beautiful views that can be had. There's actually a very nice vantage point with a lovely granite seat that is Junt compliant.
So Nina and I have come here for the past like 3 or 4 weekends because Nina is just so crunchy, she can't stay away from it.
They have delicious snap peas, and there is a woman who makes wonderful sourdough bread.
I would love to buy some sourdough bread today.
She makes other excellent breads that I don't buy because they have eggs, but you may be interested. She makes like a molasses bread.
I am such a fan of sourdough, though, let me tell you. And I'm looking today for some honey. So this is, let me be clear to the John Scott's viewers. This is not a value bargain. I don't suspect I'll find any deals here.
No. It's not about that.
I don't think it's about being altruistic or supporting local economy for John. I think it's just delicious honey.
Insular altruism.
Supporting your community.
Well, if you say it like that, it sounds very negative.
Well, that's the stink I put on everything. That's why it takes a while for people to warm up to me.
I see. There's more booths than I expected.
The Westport Land Conservation Trust email.
Do they conserve land in a trust?
Yep.
That is exactly what they do.
The farm over there, aren't you sort of responsible for that?
Is it in the land trust?
Is responsible for that.
Oh, okay.
I was asking if they were in competition because I didn't want to support one and not the other, but they said they work together.
Just throw your money all over the place. John's on the lookout for good honey.
I haven't tried this honey, but it's grown locally, so yeah.
We'll go in the honey consideration queue.
The Honey Consideration Trust.
Lemonade? I don't want basils in my lemonades, please. Not my thing. A whole chicken for $5 a pound. And flowers for $15. I've actually never had meat from a local farm. It's something I should probably try at some point.
I thought you're missing out on anything.
Maybe it's much better. I don't know. I've bought grass-fed beef at stores. Never had a lot of luck with it.
It's only scented with essential oils, so there's no fragrance oil. We raise heritage breed, so we've got red wattled pork.
I'm smelling a medley of scents.
Yeah, there's quite a lot going on.
I've heard this bread is excellent, so I've come down to buy a loaf.
Awesome.
Oh, I bet some of this other stuff's really good too.
Frankie's got cookies.
Yeah, how are the cookies, Frank?
Yeah, not bad. Maybe a little too homemade. There is such a thing.
I want to buy some vegetables today. I need some for my house.
Nina's in her element. She sees it like a young child picking a carrot out of the ground and weeps a tear. The romanticism of the homegrown veggie. We now grow our own zucchini and several other things.
Lovely garlics. So fresh.
Patty pan squash.
I'm not a fan of squash.
It sounds like food that's fallen on the floor and squashed. That's what I always forget when we come, my reusable bag.
Again, insular altruism. Are you excited about this bread?
I am very excited. These lettuces look so good. The thing is, I would just never get through a whole head.
You totally could. Absolutely. Have a little picnic or something. You know, you just like squeeze lemon juice on it, it actually like keeps pretty well.
I also grow these particular squashes, and I'm still buying them.
There is such a thing as too much health food.
No, they just look so delicious and perfect that I bought them here.
It's real bread, so it doesn't have any preservatives or anything. You can see it's got flour, yeast, salt, water.
This is why I buy it.
Oh, toasted with a fine butter. I know you probably don't go in for the butters.
Also, not that you would want to use your whole loaf of bread this way. If you were to cut it here and toast it, I think it would make a wonderful like pizza, like almost like a French bread pizza, but sourdough bread pizza.
You always know a carrot is fresh because it looks filthy.
John's garlic again.
John's fresh garlic. What do we got up here?
You see a lot of the curly kale around because this is the Portuguese kale, but this is the lacinato kale. It's harder to find. This won't be in like the grocery store.
Are you gonna buy some, Nina?
I am.
What do you make with this kale?
Grill it or roast it because it's big flat leaves, and you can just put olive oil and salt and garlic on it. And you can eat it like a chip.
You ever have a kale chip?
No.
You have to get sugar completely out of your palate before they're enjoyable.
A great bundle. Are the bunching out onions like scallions? Are they the same thing?
Scallions, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take one of those, please.
Nina over there is buying the farm. Literally.
I have my own farm and I buy the farm.
I love scallions. But I like the whole scallion all the way to the tip. They always chop it off and throw it away. This bunch has them all the way up, right from the root all the way to the tippy tips. All of it is good scallion part. Now I have all kinds of extra scallion to work.
I never thought about that.
And I got some fresh garlic too. I don't know what I'm gonna make with this yet.
You can make something that involves scallions, bread, and garlic.
You can make a wonderful garlic bread.
Oh, yes, I could. I'm going to start making my little breakfast wraps again with scallions and egg.
Yeah?
And a low-carb wrap and a little bit of garlic, maybe.
That would probably be wonderful. Sour bread toast with scallions and egg.
Ooh. Nina's trying to play to the market.
A wonderful avocado toast. Sourdough, you put avocado on it, sprinkle on some salt.
No.
I'm not an avocado guy.
No one loves little plants like Johnny, huh?
Oh, I love this. This is a new thing now. Do you see lots of the succulent arrangements?
A jam is kind of like a honey.
Not quite.
The Friends of the Westport Library have assembled with a big bear. And
wow. Friends of the Westport Library.
They're like the boosters. They raise money for the library. They brought the bear all the way out here for this event.
The bear's been around a long time. I'm pretty sure I remember it when I was...
Do you think this is the very same?
It may have been a different bear of similar size. It's just a relatively new bear.
We don't know.
We don't know. Friends of ours.
None of you drove him over here. He just showed up. Say again?
They have an event where you can read to a dog. He's there from 10 to 11 and then he gets tired. Delivery service from the library. They will deliver your books to you.
If you're homebound. Homebound.
You don't want a hen tat?
No, no.
Get the traditional wedding ones that the women get that go all the way up their hands and arms.
You know, that's the one thing that's really going to make the Westport Farmers Market popular is some young chicks.
I used to have chickens when I was younger, and I kind of miss having them because of the fresh eggs.
We had fresh eggs when we were kids.
Did
you had chickens?
Oh, yeah.
Closer, Frank. Walk toward us, right next to him, Frank. Right next to him. Like, closer.
Did you ever have issues with like them getting eaten?
They weren't free range. They were in a run.
My dad and I would catch a cat or a raccoon nightly.
Really?
And then my dad would let him out in Rhode Island.
That's cute. I'm a big fan of soft things, and they have soft things.
Do you want to buy your only honey option, or are you just
I'm
waiting?
gonna pass. There are better honey options out there. I just need to find them. But I've got some good things. Now, Nina, how does this compare to your weekly purchase here? Is this pretty normal?
This is pretty standard. I wait all winter for the bread.
Oh, winter. You don't even go to... They have a storefront. No, Nina won't do it. Nina won't go into Fall River. God forbid.
I need to pretend like it's baked in Westport.
We're at the Westport Fair in Westport, Massachusetts. 61st annual fair. The Harvest Fair used to be a bigger thing for me, but after that kind of fell apart, this is my new yearly fair event in Westport. It is quite a crowd. I think it's good.
Half agricultural, half carnival. It's got like the rides and the food, but then it's also got animals and prize-winning green beans.
Yeah.
When you go, John, what do you have to do?
I gotta see the tractor bulls. I gotta see the old farm equipment just to make sure it's running. I gotta pet at least one sheep, so I hope they have some sheep here I can pet. I'd like to see Rosie's pigs, and gotta eat some food too.
What are you watching?
Practice. How far you can pull. It's measured in feet.
Well, what's entertaining about that?
I don't know, just big machines doing stuff.
Does it appeal to you in any way?
This sled is an elaborate device. As the rear wheel turns, there's a large weight that moves closer and closer to the front, and that makes the sled heavier and heavier the more they pull. It's quite easy to get very small amounts, but very, very difficult to get all the way to the end of the 300-foot track. There's also a max speed limit of 4 miles an hour. That's the distance in feet they pull, and that's the maximum speed. If you go over 4 miles an hour, you are disqualified. This particular class that we're watching here is a stock class, so there's nothing modified about these tractors at all. These are all factory original tractors.
So then why is that interesting?
There's a lot of skill in it by the driver as well. At the beginning, it's very easy. If you want to go a little faster, if you want to go a little slower, you want to shift gears during it, or you want to stay in one gear the whole time. Where you're going to place your body weight in the tractor, you want to place it forward, you want to place it back, plus the quality of your tractor itself.
I can't think of anything more boring in my life.
He was disqualified for going 4.9 miles an hour. That's way too fast. You got to keep it under 4 miles an hour. It's the rules.
But his consolation prize is that lady riding on the back of the tractor.
158.97. It's all right. The guy who was first place last year has already run, and he's set the bar at 232 feet. Sometimes the tractors go boom, and that's kind of fun. It's like NASCAR, but with much less death.
At least there's no death.
And then they tow them off. After this class, everything gets much, much louder. Next comes the super stock, and then the customs, and then they can start ripping out parts and making them obscenely loud, which I don't care for, but some people do. I just really want to see that one right there. I like the color. It's also the first tractor of its brand to show tonight. So far, we've had only Farmalls, McCormick's, and John Deere's.
It's like a tractor that would have been showcased at like the World's Fair, like tractors of the future, but it's still really just of today.
It looks very 1970 to me. That was pretty good. All right, I'm satisfied. Let's go see some more of the fair. See how the bottled water's $2 here?
Yeah.
There are multiple places you can get it for fun.
So this is just like if you're unlucky enough to stumble upon a $2 water.
Yeah.
But a $2 water at an event like this, to me, is not that
Not that unreasonable. Yeah. However, the $1 one also can either support the Boy Scouts or the Westport Music Boosters.
So you really got to be considerate about where you're putting your money.
Kinda, sorta, not really.
Throw it all around.
Yeah.
The opposite message.
Yeah, whatever. What are those two messages?
This over here says mac and cheese, seafood mac and cheese. Oh, it's fried seafood in mac and cheese? We don't know.
It's fried mac and cheese. I'm confused, frankly.
Yeah.
They're advertising.
Be clear about this. That's all you have to do. You will wait in line for a long time. Go see the antiques.
Let's go see the antiques, Nina. It's just a generic farm turning machine. You'd connect it up to a hay baler or any kind of farm equipment that requires turning in a circle. This is a wood splitting machine. So you could use any of these machines to power your wood splitting needs. I split no wood, but my father still splits it with an axe.
I haven't opened it yet, but I strongly suspect it's some kind of mac and cheese ball.
Okay.
Aha! Well, let's dig in.
All right.
It's mostly seafood.
Yeah, and the mac that's there is pretty big.
Very. This is $6. So it looks like there's some kind of crab meat in there, perhaps.
I'm not a big fan. There's so many wonderful bad-for-you foods here.
Hey, you know what I saw?
What?
Like a gravy and cheese fries sort of thing. Like a poutine.
Oh, a poutine. I doubt it has any like real cheese curds
They
on
had
it, though.
shepherd's pie baked potatoes.
Holy macaroni. Well, this sucks.
Yeah, don't eat this.
I'm sorry to disparage them, but the only mac and cheese product I've seen so far at the Westport Fair is no good.
Yeah. Each time you hear the pop, that's when the cylinder's actually firing. That's the only time.
There has been 61 Westport Fairs. I would wager to bet that has been there for 58 of them.
58 of them. It missed once in 2006, but...
Have you noticed that everybody is pregnant?
Pretty much.
Well, half of them. So not only is there a lot of pregnancy, there's a lot of little kids, like 1-year-old, 2-year-olds, and they're doing very well with all the noise, much better than I am.
Everybody just looks so knocked up from their trashy boyfriend. That's all I'm saying.
A la a certain scene that we filmed here that didn't make it into a movie?
Yes.
There's some real high quality cows here, and I'm gonna have to find out which one is the reddest.
None of them are exactly red, but they're kind of reddish brown. They probably call these red cows.
Look at these nice cows. They're HQ. HQ cows. 4K cows. Look at all those poor suckers up there, Frankie. They're having to go to the alternate parking lot, which is quite a ways away. We came early. We came smart.
They are showing goats. I believe it's a doe show, so I believe it's all female dairy goats. The goats don't look too happy about it. Their legs are pretty bow-legged to wrap around those udders.
Frankie, I fear that once again this year, I will be deprived of running my hands through a sheep. I don't see any sheep at all. No sheep last year, no sheep this year. I'm pretty disappointed. It's almost soft enough to make me not regret missing sheep. Some beautiful grasses.
Oh, these are very soft. These might replace your sheep.
Pretty soft. The goat's still ahead though. Some beautiful zinnias.
I don't think there's ever been a drop of water in that water tower.
But then why would you have the structure there at all?
Why would you have a little house under your water tower? I think it's just there to protect the shed. Do you know the name of this particular plant?
No. It's a hosta.
And deer eat hostas in pretty vast quantities.
These are non-edible peas. Those are also non-edible.
Non-edible fake sweet peas.
See the beautiful LED lighting, or actually I think most of it's tungsten, of the fair across the way. Isn't it just lovely?
Why do we have a mechanical bull? We shouldn't pretend like we're in the South.
Nina, we are in the farmlands of Massachusetts though.
We grow turnips. There's a kid on the mechanical bull. Obviously it's not that hard.
You won't see me riding no bill.
It's grotesque. Or this should be all the rage right now for $6. Did you ever do sand art at like fairs and stuff when you were a kid? You try to like layer it and make it look pretty. You buy like a bottle in the shape of like a bunny.
As a lover of fine meats, I find something a little perverse about the cow advertising the barbecue tomorrow night. Bad. Frankie, every year I come and I look at these. I do not know much about judging agriculture. In the case of eggs, everything's been given a blue tag.
No discernible difference.
I mean, they all look delicious to me, except maybe the quail. I'm not a big fan of quail eggs. Duck eggs are very good. I don't know what makes one better than the other.
Do you want to come up and just touch a tractor if you haven't had enough tractors here yet?
This is a big tractor too. This is a John Deere 630.
Are they going to whip this out and put this in the tractor pool?
They could, but I don't think they are going to based on how it is over here. A mom and pop candy store. As the Japanese say, a dagashi-ya.
Fresh roasted cashews.
Ooh, I love me some fresh roasted cashews.
Chocolate Rocky Road fudge.
Ooh baby, ooh baby. I'm not a big fan of fudge though. It's a little too heavy for me.
What's that? Raspberry? Just raspberry?
Yes. I think he did try to put a little bit of nuts in it, but it didn't come out as nutty as we should. Would you like to try a sample because it is a brand new flavor?
Sure. I'll never turn down a sample.
Would you like a portion?
Has it changed your mind on fudge?
It's very raspberry. You like raspberry, you like it a lot.
That was very interesting.
If I was going to have a fudge, though, I'd probably go for something like a peanut butter fudge. $3.98 a half pound. That is not a bad price, Frankie. I think I'm going to get some. So I'm a huge fan of these Go Test mini caramel creams. And these are super fresh, too. You can always tell if they're fresh by you give them a little squeeze. And if they break apart, they're not very fresh. These are super fresh. The important thing with these, though, you got to test how fresh they are. You take one, give it a little squeeze. And then not only that, but there's more flavors that I've never seen before. Chocolate cream back here, strawberry, which I've never seen, apple caramel, which I've also never seen. I'm gonna get a few more of these, just for good measure.
I'm getting some dried pineapple pieces and some apricots. Ooh, this looks delicious. This is like old school trail mix.
Nonpareils, they're called. They're very tasty. They're little licorice things.
I thought those were the little guys like snow caps.
Well, snow caps are something slightly different.
So days later, we're at a candy store in Salem, Massachusetts, and
Ye Old Pepper Company, which I think knows their nonpareils are those little like snow cap things. I think they're not advertising those anise licorice candies. Meaning, I think John likes those candies, but they're not necessarily nonpareils.
But you know what I am gonna get though? Some fireballs. I love fireballs. Quite a good candy shop.
one of these massive.
Jawbreaker. They also have the little ones for people who are not as impressive like me.
Just the healthy stuff. You got apricots, dried pineapples, and trail mix in a candy store.
Trail mix is mine.
We got about a pound and a half. It's going to be $12.18. Oh, you got all the goodies. $6.93.
Nina spent more than you.
I think it's all the same rate. She just got a lot more. The bubblegum cigarette brands. Remember those? That's kind of disappeared from the larger market, but I'm happy to still see it's around.
Because of the anti-cigarette lobby.
This is the perfect time of night for a fair. It's starting to cool down. It was a very hot day today, almost 90 degrees. Now we're getting cool. Why don't we get a little food? And then we can go see the pigs. I'm on a quest for curly fries. And they have to be curly. I don't want no straight fries. Curly. I love those tight inner curls. That's my favorite.
This is when the young teens, the 13s, the 14s come out and put their arms around each other and walk arm in arm.
And that's the beginning of the pregnancies.
The earliest possible stage.
Keep it going, keep it flowing, non-stop. Oh, lucky 18 dashes this time, guys.
I'm just stopping to get a water.
He could get a chow mein sandwich, but he's just gonna get a water.
Ooh, chow mein sandwich. Best value for water in the whole place. $1 a bottle. I can't find any anywhere. I think I may be out of luck. Just fresh cut, no curly. I'll cut the shit out of you. Getting some beautiful meat B-roll. Looks good, doesn't it?
Sweet potato fries.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get some.
So this is what I do. I train pigs. They're coming around and we're selling it for just $5. All the proceeds go to the ducks and to the pigs.
What do I? 2 pooping pigs.
Okay.
You met the offer.
What'd you get? Sweet potatoes. They're okay. They need some salt. Really bad. They did not salt with them when they came out of the fryer. That's a key important component of making delicious fried food is to salt when it comes right out.
So the gentleman walking around selling the pigs, when they do that, when they walk around selling things from normally some kind of a box tied around their neck, they're called butchers. Like they used to have candy butchers in like trains and ballparks. They're hot dog butchers. The scantily clad women who used to sell cigarettes and Smile, they were cigarette butchers. So him selling the pigs right now is a pig butcher, technically, which I don't think is what he's really going for.
Who would like to have pig one? Pig one. You got pig one. And your pig is named Tammy Faye Bacon. Your pig is named Arnold Schwarzenegger. Little girl, you got pig 4. And your pig is named Rosie. Okay, we're gonna bring him out.
Let's talk about the pronunciation of the word for.
Foa.
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 They got an extra syllable out of it. It's time to race the pigs, Jonathan?
Yes, there's a significant pre-show that the pig names have not changed in at least the past 10 years.
One of them is named Rosie. That seems unfair.
Yeah, I think it's a shoe-in. Tammy Faye Bacon. Isn't that a little dated?
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah!
Number 4, come on down.
This is rigged.
Are you suggesting that Rosie won?
Because
did.
yeah, Rosie did win. Rosie's
it's her.
racing pigs.
Number 4.
It's like watching 4 armless men run.
Number 2, come on down.
There'll be any more animal races. I mean, how many more animals can they have in storage? This tree is huge. You could buy this tractor to move this tree. How about this glowy Minecraft-like story?
John ran into a fan.
Yes,
We're huge fans. Come on, let's see.
You watch Junt's card in Boxmac?
I love it. We're huge fans. Huge fans.
You
I
totally
only
missed it.
select my macaroni and cheese because of your review.
What do you think of the Cracker Barrel?
I haven't done the Cracker Barrel.
Oh, you
yet.
gotta check it out,
I haven't
it's
seen
the
the
best.
Cracker Barrel yet.
We're living in a post-Cracker Barrel world.
You totally missed it. Before seeing you, Tyler was introducing himself to John as like a big fan.
Yeah.
It was really sweet.
We should have advertised meetups. Watch John buy candy.
Yes.
I would have spent at least $3, maybe $4 on John just for candy.
It was so sweet. Tyler like turned around, saw John, and went like, "Oh, hey, you don't know me. I'm Tyler Tripp. I'm a big fan." And then he saw me, and he was like,
Oh, it's me.
"Hey!" And then
Oh, that's
you
right.
came over,
And then it all made
And then it
sense.
all made sense. But he thought he was just seeing John in his natural state and was so excited. It was a very sweet moment.
Johnny, I'm gonna get on the rainbow.
I can understand that. I have no interest in said rainbow. Now, Frankie, the thing that I find most interesting about the rainbow is its mechanical composition. It looks like the top is a counterweight, but it is absolutely not. It is completely motor controlled continuously. Also, I like that cow directly behind you.
Yes.
I'm eating a delicious candy, and they are so good. It's amazing. I'm not sure if Frankie's having fun or not.
It was actually really fun. I could have kept going for another like 60 seconds. I chose this ride because I got a lot of loose change, keys, wallet, phone, that sort of thing. I didn't want to have to empty all that out. This thing gives you the kind of thrills I'm looking for without everything flying out of your pockets. I see John wandered off. Oh yeah, we totally made friends. The grandma and the granddaughter. The grandma looked to be like 30, so she's about my age. Maybe we can make something happen.
I'm gonna flavor it myself. I forgot how much they hurt your teeth though.
Did you default back to the tractor pull?
I did. Well, I defaulted back to a seat, to be honest with you. I think I've seen most of the things, Frankie. What flavor snow cone did you get, Nina?
Cherry. It's not the most exciting flavor, but it won't turn my mouth blue or green.
Ooh. No fried dough for you?
They didn't have any pizza sauce.
No pizza
It
sauce?
was sugar and nothing.
Man, I'm telling you, how can you be out of pizza sauce on a Friday night? I had a fun time. Got some good candy, saw some good tractor races, petted some soft goats, no sheep sadly. Still, I'll come back again next year. It's a fun time. For $5, you can't beat it. Look, I'm going to once again point out the fact that everyone should just have a bidet.
So Grandma's Attic 2016. Nina, we don't always get in line with him because he sometimes just beats us here. A man who really won't stand upright for very long will stand in a
A man
line.
who will wait for no one will wait for Grandma.
I just love how instead of trying to coordinate this with us or show up at the same time, it's more like...
He was coming no matter what, no matter where we were going to be. He was going to be like, screw you, goodbye.
Hey.
Things have changed. The prices, they're up.
You were looking for these last year. They weren't available. But now they're 75 cents.
A piece. They're only worth about $2 a piece.
A 125% discount.
And what am I going to do with 2 of them? 4 years ago, they had a bag of about 20 of them for $2. I should have bought it. I saw a pretty good video game deal, but I decided to leave it for others because I don't really need it. It's a PlayStation system, Frankie, is already gone.
Oh, the PlayStation was here?
Yep.
And it's gone.
Yes. There's an item I'm kind of interested in over there I might go take a look at. It's a buffet server. At parties, I can have something to serve my trays in.
Electric grinder chopper. I think it cuts up like hands and stuff to stick people in it.
There's a small Belgian waffle.
Why would you want a small Belgian waffle?
I don't know. It needs a little bit of cleaning. It's left a little residue on it. you see the guy over there?
Yes.
As I approached and noticed a potential good deal, he slapped his hand on it. It's clearly his. Here's the buffet I was looking at with a ton of sterno. This is a pretty good deal, I think, maybe.
$5.
I think I'm going to take this. I think that's a good buy.
Slap your hand on that and call it yours.
I can't even slap that hard. I'd be embarrassed. Before I came in, I knew things were a little different. The price tag on this item right here is $50. I mean, the prices, to be fair, aren't high. They're just higher than they have been in past years.
$50 for that guy is high. The terrible harpoon is $50.
If it's wooden and it's erect and it's in the parking lot, it's $50.
It's $50.
Well, I'm glad you brought this stuff inside of it too to make
Yeah,
fires.
the sterno, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have fun.
So that's pretty much your routine. You buy something real early, put it back in the car, then F around.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that this was that woman's, the passing of the item.
Do you think that most of the items are from the church staff?
They definitely are.
Probably because they hear every week on Sunday, we are still accepting donations.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a staple of my youth.
Did you guys donate a lot when you were kids?
Oh, my father was really a buyer and not a donator.
Much like our Father John.
Father John.
The church is St. John the Baptist.
But I'm not a Baptist. My father is here in the crowd. He came separately and independently of myself, and so is my sister Christine.
This is pretty primo parking. Nita and I are way up there because we were maybe like 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
When I first got here, there was almost no one in line, and then suddenly, boom, line explosion. All the good deals to be snapped up. I got one of the first walks into the electronics department this year, and there was some good stuff, but it disappeared like that. A very nice Ninja blender for like $5. The PlayStation was there, which I actually had in my hand, but I figured, I don't need it. I got so much video game stuff already. I got so many PS2s. Handful of lousy games.
Did you see the new Malasada system? They have a line for orders of 6 or more. So now
That's
that people getting box takeaway,
Yeah.
there's a different line. Because I remember being held up by them
waiting.
filling boxes for people.
I'm a little concerned, frankly. The Malasada women, they've done a great job for so many years. They're getting older. And I don't see any new generation
There's no one being
to take
trained.
up the reins.
Do you have a Malasada strategy? A Mala strategy?
Not really. I haven't even done my second round. This was kind of a pre-first round because I am interested in that because it'll be nice for parties.
That was round 1A.
Yeah, 1A. I got to go back for a 1B. I can't be lollygagging around here.
Every second that goes by, boom, another deal lost.
To tell you the truth, Frankie, I think that nowadays it's more just the excitement of going to a thing like this rather than buying a lot of stuff.
Only like 5 or 6 people donated. It's kind of like rummaging through their houses.
No, I think there was a lot of varied donation here.
I want that general family dentistry sign in the worst way. It's a $5 joke. It's not
a $20 joke.
If you wait till the afternoon, I bet that dentist sign goes down to $5.
Well, tomorrow they do the half off in the morning to try to clear the inventory. But by then, just about everything is usually gone.
It's just all those old stereos and speakers you guys
That's
look
right.
at every year and laugh at.
This is a shell making machine. More pasta shapes. Is a ziti there? This is a real business pasta machine. Small macaroni, large rigatoni, $10. Frankie, let's do a little research.
It's a NutriBullet. It could definitely make the shake job.
This sells on eBay for about $10. If it was a much better deal, plus the fact that I might be interested in trying to make my own pasta.
It'd be a no-brainer.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't need it, right? It would probably like play with it once or twice and then it would be put away. An impulse buy for something to take up more room. For $2, I would play with it and then I would donate it again. But these prices, a little high.
Someone just said tomorrow everything's free, so either she's wrong or John's wrong, but something's going down tomorrow. Look at this. They're doing the price comparison for you.
Yeah. Why is there a savers tag on this item? $5.99. It's marked down to $1, which is a good discount. Scoops of various sizes. Scoop that root.
There's a stand-up toilet paper roll holder section. If you're in the market, you have options.
I had one, but yeah, it's cluttery. I threw it out because it started to rest on the bottom, and then I put one that you just attach to the wall. It looks great. Look, I'm going to once again point out the fact that everyone should just have a bidet. For the billionth time. A kitchen-safe touchscreen digital recipe reader.
This seems like a thing that happened before everyone had tablets.
Yeah, or smartphones. It's only $1, but I'm not going to.
The $1's not going to make John holla.
No.
If this leaks at all, you're screwed.
John used to have like an office water cooler in his bedroom.
I did, to make nice cool water, because I didn't have water upstairs, obviously.
I like when office supplies enter the home.
I do too. A home office that's literally a home office with like a lateral file. Well, like a 6-pack of paper clips, you know, like with 500 count is a 6-pack.
Corporate cardboard mailboxes, so everyone gets their own slot.
Yeah, with little name tags that all say my name.
For inter-office mail, where you just cross off somebody's name on the envelope and write the next person is going to?
Yes. This is an industrial strength chair. This chair can bear even me. This is a chair of the 80s, and it is overbuilt for office use. It is an office chair.
You could give Elmo a little tricycle bike.
He wouldn't fit in it. I didn't even think about an Elmo chair. Now I've got to add that to the list of things to look for.
Small chairs, I'm sure they have them.
Yeah. This is the perfect chair for Elmo. I'm gonna get it. It's got a little heart. It's $2. This is clearly handcrafted. It will decay as well, but it'll take years. There's more?
There's plenty of small chairs.
I still am gonna go with the heart one because I think it's scale appropriate to Elmo. And I think the heart does speak.
John loves to watch him suffer, so the heart is appropriate.
You can see exactly what it was used for. It was put in a corner, and there was probably a tall display of fake flowers in it. It's not really supposed to be chair-shaped. I think it's just a stand.
One with...
You should interview one.
You think he might?
A lot of paintings have sold this morning. This looks like a lot now, but a lot have been pulled out of this. Perhaps people just liking them for the frames? What do you think of this? It's a grandma thing, right?
Very much so.
An upscale grandma house. See, this clearly feels to me like of the 2000s, right? And we could step back into the of the 90s or of the 80s right there. It's an interesting take. It's from Japan, which is an interesting perspective on Mother Teresa, right?
I think I'm misinterpreting a painting. I read this as some kind of horrible injury to that man. Something has torn through his back, but I think I'm not viewing this correctly.
It's a belt, obviously. It's a back brace. I just bought one on sale for $20. I could have bought one for $5.
It's a little doggy. I think a little mini drum set.
I kind of want to play it. Wow, that's a pretty timpani-esque bass right there. Not for the bass drum. When I was in better shape, God rest my shape, I used to love those to go walking. Just put it on your back. They have a lifetime warranty, and they will give you a brand new one. Poke a little hole in it. Don't give you a fresh one. Don't tell anybody.
I want some of those.
I kind of want this. This is some kind of stuffed animal holder.
John used to have like stuffed animals all across his bed.
I do have all of them still, though I've sorted them into ones to keep and ones to donate. Look at the pricing here: 25 cents to 10 cents. I feel like someone was gonna write 25 to 50, and then decided. It's too much. It was a rare day in which you saw something $50 in the past. Times are a-changing.
Come gather round prices, 25 to 10 cents. And eat malasage, 1 for 10 cents.
20 pounds of propane in there. Should be 1 pound per hour.
Too much gas.
Yeah.
Too much gas.
Too much gas.
I'll do another pass once it cools off and my feet have rested a little bit. And I've had my malasage.
We always miss everything that happens in the afternoon and on Sundays.
Oh.
This is what we do.
Yeah. There's a chicken barbecue. It could be great. It'll take place over there later tonight. There's the Toe Jam Band that plays every year. I have no idea what that even is. There's a 50% off sale tomorrow morning. My strategy is to scan for good deals, eat some malasage, putter around inside, and then go home. I don't really need a pancake breakfast. I'll make pancakes at home or I'll go to Friendly's.
The hallway that we walked in through smells like decades of parish food, like baked and steamed food.
I'm looking at this lamp and contemplating if I want to put a bid in. Here we go in the bedroom. I need a nightstand lamp. Starting bid $10.
$10?
Yeah. Is that too much for you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's even a little much for me, and I'm sure it's going to go for more than that. Walrus in the Arctic, a print by Disney artist. It does have a Disney-esque look to it. $20, somebody's bid.
It's made out of mussel shells that have been lacquered.
I love that. That's a New Guinea impatient. Next year I'm going to have a lot of them in my house. You'll see in some video. They bloom all season.
John's going to bid on the begonia.
Yeah.
How much you bidding?
Well, it is a silent auction.
So I feel I'm really disrupting that.
That's okay, that part's being silent.
Excuse me, sir, could you please leave? This is a silent auction.
So this is a Halia lily done in stained glass. You could hang it in a window. It would work very well in my windows.
And then finally, John's apartment can be vaguely religious.
It's not religious.
When do you ever see stained glass outside of churches?
Victorian houses. Houses in the late 1800s.
Your apartment.
I've got an elbow chair here and I know how to use it.
Nina's loving the Dumbo cookie jar.
It's part of the Chinese auction, and I've never won a Chinese auction. You buy tickets and you put them in here, and then they pull a winner. I could try to flood it.
You counting every one of those tickets?
I have a strip of 10, so I'm hoping I just lay it against the others and it's easy enough.
There you go.
I could get 80 tickets for $20 and put them all in the Dumbo cookie jar.
I ended up bidding on both of the plants and the stained glass. I've bid 31 on it. I don't think it'll survive. I think somebody will bid higher, but just in case.
An Andre Bocelli CD.
Come to take out it all. I don't remember the... Isn't that Josh Groban, though?
He does it too.
Okay.
They all do it.
It's a great song. Elephant Essentials collection. If you wanted to start collecting elephants but you didn't know where to begin, this is a good starting point, including a little elephant shirt. Each year, the women of the parish get together and they make a quilt and then they raffle it off. This is also where, many years ago, you could play NES. For $1, you'd play for 5 or 10 minutes. There's always 2-player games. It's a ton of fun. I was real little then. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was the one that was in that I remember.
Yeah, the changing table between the bathrooms.
Now the real reason for that is because there's stairs right there, so all the parents can sneak down if they have to during service.
You don't preach, be fruitful and multiply, and not
and not have a changing table out in the public space.
So I wanted something from the dessert bar area. The problem is, they don't sell by the unit over there.
No.
Only a couple of things. This is $4. It's made with cinnamon
Toast Crunch.
Toast Crunch.
I'm sorry?
Not my cup of tea.
Not at all. I thought they were going to be nice and crunchy and good.
They're super soft.
I'm going to throw the rest out. Aww. Oh, that was a waste of money. Damn.
Frankie, those s'mores were so disappointing. And to tell you the truth, even the Malasadish weren't 100% this year. They were at like 85. They were good inside, but they didn't have the crisp they normally have. And they were a little dark for my liking. It's like when you go to see a good movie, but you have a bad theater experience.
Yeah.
I haven't even said that shit.
How about the $75 couch?
You could get Elmo a sled for the summer.
Whoa. Talk about your office supplies. Mark 6, label tool maker. This is a classic. Somebody has labeled it wood. One of those press tape label makers.
You got yourself a granny square?
I'm not going to buy it. I have way too many. I'll sample it.
Is it massive?
It's pretty nice. Way too many already.
Halloween approaches, Johnny.
Yes.
You excited?
I'm excited.
Somebody didn't clean out their
Ooh,
wax oil.
That's what that is. Miniature condiment things.
Okay, I have to empty my just regular bottles into them. And then what, take these with me for lunch?
Yeah.
So I got this little guy.
The cast recording of Showboat.
Slightly nervous about knocking over all this glassware?
Always.
Nervous that you're going to knock over all the glassware?
No. I have pretty good body control. I don't usually bump into people or things. I'm like a cat with whiskers. I know where my size is.
Grimy mason jars?
They did $9.98. It's a very expensive plate. I don't know why you'd want to buy just the plate. QRS piano roll. You put it on the player piano, and it plays the song. Before we had computers and such, this moves through, and then you see it has holes where the notes play.
7 for $5 or $1 a piece.
It's over, Frankie.
It's over. Nothing is over.
I've seen all there is to see. I've made my 2 purchases. My Elmo chair, my buffet.
Out of 10, how many junts?
6 junts.
6 junts.
6 junts. Out of how many junts?
10.
12? It's a very round number for John.
Good deal's dried up. What's with that? We're out here at the site of one of my favorite stores, now gone, but a new store has risen. We're at the Klein greenhouse, where Building 19 used to be. Building 19, one of my favorite bargain stores. Very sad, still miss it a ton.
That was the cheapest of the cheap.
But this store, it's interesting. Building 19 always bought them in for Christmas trees and...
Really? They've been around that long?
Yeah, now that Building 19 is well gone, they've taken over. You can still see around here tremendous remnants of Building 19. It's everywhere around.
The bizarre signage.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Don't push, don't shove. Plenty of room on the inside. You will view the magnificent wonders of our unique emporium. You will be amazed at articles gathered from the far corners of this great earth, offered at savings which are which are?
This is where I actually come to get most of my gardening stuff. It's in the middle of New Bedford.
I'm more of an indoor plant kind of gal.
They don't have too much in the way of indoor, but maybe you'll see something that catches your eye. I was just here last night, Frankie, because I bought some new stuff, and a lot has been cleared out today. That's cool. They call them haute couture. This is a coleus. I didn't know that.
Under the sea seaweed. Wow.
I'm a huge fan of coleus. I love them. These are designer plants. They're probably not quite as hardy. They probably won't do as well in the long term. Really, there's only a couple months till the frost anyway, where all this stuff's gonna die. Celosia. Tried to grow some of these, but they all died because I co-planted them with marigolds, and that doesn't work, and it's not interesting at all. The marigolds will release an oil into the soil, which kills everything else.
I could go my whole life, never have one plant.
You just be fine with a sand yard.
I'm not saying I want to wish away all plant life on the planet. There's no reason at all to have them in my home. Or outside my home.
Oh, you're ridiculous. This is kind of cool. I like impatiens a lot because you see there's still lots of buds coming up. How much is the question? There's no signage anywhere.
What would you pay?
$3, and that's a pretty good deal. And it might be the price of these. You could grow stuff here, but you need a lot of facility for it. This is just the show floor.
How much was it?
$5.99 or 2 for $10. And it's kind of in poor condition. It's past season by about a month.
Thank you for shopping. By building 19. What the?
I planted some of these this year, and they just came up this past week, and I got one leaf on each of the plants.
Are you maintaining those well?
You don't have to do any maintenance. You water them now and then, which I do. They're supposed to come up in a little bundle like these. But no, I got one leaf. I should have just came here and bought them like this and planted them like this.
Did the winter moths
get underground, maybe? I don't know. They could have.
Frankie and I can just come here and buy a bunch and go to your house at night when you're sleeping and replace them all.
Maybe that's what somebody's already done.
How much for one?
I don't know. This is a 6-inch, and they're $10, which seems pricey. Very pricey. I was just here last night. I got really good deals, and the good deals dried up. What's with that? Yesterday they had a ton of herbs for very, very cheap, and they've gotten rid of them completely.
Bargain zone ahead. Yield for bargains. Shop for savings. More than ever. Good stuff cheap.
It's prickly.
It's firm. It's got some strength to it. I quite like these over here. These are the fall plants.
I used to plant like lavender and chamomile, all the smelly stuff, because I thought I was going to make oils or soaps.
Yeah.
I never did because I'm lazy, but it's kind of a girl thought to think that you
Sure.
do these things.
I'd like to grow lavender, and I'm not even a girl.
Well.
Is that a type of black-eyed Susan?
Oh, Black Susan.
I'm going to say yes.
These are kind of pretty, but they've clearly gone by. They've ceded. They've seceded to the Union. It's another New Guinea impatient.
Growing out of a coffee mug.
These are not something you normally see around here. High fashion plants, yeah, irisine. The leaves are kind of cool. They get variegated. Very nice. They're super strong.
They look plastic.
Super strong. If you pick one up, you can see just how unruly the plants are.
Whoa.
Some of them are massive, like this one. I like it just for its eccentricity. It's a coleus time of the year. Orange Symphony, it's already bloomed.
And it was a bittersweet symphony.
I like Nina's reference.
Oh, you know what I can tell people from now on when they're like, "Are you filming?" I just say, "No, I'm playing Pokemon." Right?
You totally could.
You gotta catch them all.
Pokemon. I kind of want to get one of those purple ones up front there.
Purple up front.
Purple up front. Purple up front.
I'll have a purple up front. It's cash only here.
Or check. If you want to write a personal check.
You got
Take 45 minutes to check out. I'm a vision in coleus.
That's right. This is another one of those haute couture branded plants. This has a California feel.
It does. It looks like you shouldn't eat these.
Do you get a purple up front?
See, the thing is, I don't really want 2 purples up front. But to get a good price, you gotta buy 2 purples up front.
How much for 2?
10.
It's Junt change.
I would get a purple up front.
You'd get a purple up front?
And then we can split the cost.
That sounds great.
Oh, 2 purple up fronts. $2 saved. Nina's picking her purple up front?
I've got a purple up front, but I'm still looking.
What goes into the selection process?
Number of flowers, health of the leaf, especially in the lower half. I like the consistency, so I don't want any that are kind of outliers. I think this is my choice.
I'm gonna get a good feel. Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. I might find one that I want to do good things for.
Nina likes the one that's really high up.
I like the one that's all out of place.
I prefer mine to be more in place.
How much do you have to pay in tax?
61 cents for the 2 of us, so 31 cents a piece. Fortunately, the tag and title were free in this case.
You learned the name of the plant?
Yes, the Globe Amaranths. You can cut them and dry them. Have you ever seen these dried before?
I'm gonna stick with purple up front.
Purple up front. We'll name the variety purple up front.
Do we take a very brief stroll around the shitty flea market?
Oh, I don't want.
He doesn't wanna.
I've been to that flea market before.
Did they actually have free coffee?
Oh yeah, totally. They had this weird little station, and my dad would always stop and get like just these regular white styrofoam cups and walk around with coffee that had probably been sitting there for hours.
Because on the sign, they're making fun
They're
of the
making
fact
fun of like how
it's
bad
gross,
it will be. Yeah,
free
but
coffee.
they always had it. It was a staple. Like you can get.
That's hilarious.
Frankie, I got my orange shirt on. You've got yours. We're at a very spooky place. It's a dead Circuit City. And it's filled with a pop-up store called Spirit Halloween. 50% excited to see the Halloween stuff, 50% excited to continue to see the decaying remains of a Circuit City.
100% horrified about what the prices are going to be.
Is this a high price venue?
Well, it's new. It's new Halloween stuff. It's not discounted. It's
See, you know, I'm not into buying the scary. I like decorating for Halloween, but I like the thematic. You know, the pumpkins.
the ghosts that say boo.
No, not even that. The things that you could easily transition to Thanksgiving if you
Gourds
just let
and
them
corn
out.
stalks.
Sure,
and-
I don't think we're going to see a single one.
This is the first year they've actually covered the old Circuit City sign with like a full-size black board. It used to just be the Spirit Halloween sign draped over the Circuit City, and you could see it right through the sign.
This is an old style Circuit City. Before they went out of business, they started to re-outfit the exteriors as like a big ball.
The commercial with the plug
And this was still
This one didn't get the update.
going into the ground, sucking power from the earth.
When did the Circuit Cities close? It was a long time
Probably
ago.
like 08 or 09.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
spooky. It's projection
It's a
clock.
clock, and then it's an eyeball. Like, you don't need a real shovel, you can put a fake shovel.
You know, I could buy a real shovel.
Shovel with tombstone is $99.99.
They try to sell you plastic versions of things that you could just use at home.
That's kind of scary. That's startling. It's because I stepped here, I think.
Oh, well, let's try that again.
I stepped on it and it didn't do anything. I think it's on a delay. So you see the thing, you think, oh, it doesn't work, whatever it is. And then you get, see, it's got good delay programming.
You don't want to be spooked on cue.
Yes. No effect right away.
No, you just reach into grab candy. You don't even have to like...
Oh, you don't even have to. This is a cool fake tree, right?
But it looks like all of your trees after the winter moths have had their way with them.
Holy crap, look at this stuff. You actually can start a swing.
They always do a really great display when you walk in, and it's always a different theme. This year it's hotel.
This is actually just entertaining to come to as like a Halloween scary thing.
John, are you trying to check into the spooky hotel?
I would. I think the rates would be low. All the elevators? That's so fun.
He's probably going to do something in a moment. Oh, that's that typical sound effect that we played on Boxmack.
It is, actually. Whoa, look at him.
Live electric in there. A licensed electrician did not do this.
These are so creative.
That's that one royalty-free sound effect.
It's pretty scary.
I'm scared.
Dancy.
How can I not dance when I'm so scared? Remnants of the Circuit City. Right over here used to be the video games. Used to be the music CDs.
Remember like the car stereos and the home theater in the back? How they had the home theater set up? This is Port John Street. It's just light behind
Look at this nice bowl. I didn't
high
expect to
price.
find any like kind of knickknackery.
Right. Oh, perfect.
But these are all big bucks. $13 for this wooden sign, which actually isn't that bad. $20 for this jack-o'-lantern, which is kind of nice.
Wouldn't you say that for knickknackery, Christmas tree shop is really the stop?
It is, but I'm not sure you'd have to find such a focused inventory. My mother usually made our costumes. She made all kinds of great ones. I was a computer for a couple years. I was a mummy one year. You know, that's very easy.
I had good stuff at home as well. My mom was a costume woman.
Yes, we've seen some of her handiwork on the various shows.
Frankie Frayne, Peter Pan. Christy, don't get in front of them.
Nina, what was the last year you dressed up for Halloween?
Other than this, we dress up fairly frequently, probably 2 years ago, because we do Halloween runs. So one time Frankie and I were Batman and Robin. Another time I was Luigi.
Yeah.
Because it was an easy costume.
What about the last time you went trick-or-treating?
Too old. I was probably in like 7th grade.
Oh, I think I was like 21.
Yeah, 21.
We got some comments like, aren't you too old for trick-or-treating? I was way too old.
I always went way too late, even when I was very young. Like we would keep going until like 10 o'clock. And once it hits like 9:30, people start being like,
people are like
knock
shutting
it
off the lights, the universal symbol.
I have the picture of you in the Al Gore mask.
You got to cut it in.
We'll cut it in here.
Yeah. These are clearly like generic Joker equivalents.
This is just kind of a nice sweater.
It is a nice
If you
sweater.
weren't going to be Freddy Krueger.
Like-
Red and green sweater.
I suppose it's like if you did walk into a thrift store and tried to look for that exact sweater, it would
it
probably
would-
be
it would-
harder to find than you think.
Yes. $25.
Because again, you need that particular sweater.
This kitty is not so much scary. This kitty's kind of cute.
This is kind of cute.
I feel like the style of cat is pet of a villain. Not necessarily villainous, but villain associated.
$17?
I think if it was supposed to be scary, it would have had teeth, it would have had glowing eyes.
That's
besides rat.
legit scary.
Mutant rat, ergo huge.
Yeah. I'm kind of a fan of this stuff.
The lighting?
Just a couple years ago, you would have never seen this style. This is like DJ or light production lighting.
Now you can have it in your house.
Yeah, like this is actually really cool.
Do you think DIY haunted houses are more common?
I don't know.
We have that big one in Tiverton that is packed. They have police detail, and it's a big deal. They accept donations, and people love it.
It's just some guy.
I just love the visual effects of those two. Oh, a heart. Thank you, Nana.
This Valentine's Day.
$7. $6.99.
You know, for prop art, not terrible, right?
But you could also play the Gully Ma guy from Indiana Jones.
I could.
And then you would need it.
We need chains for a certain Halloween special that's coming up.
This is actually really cool.
So if I want these, $7.99.
Not bad.
Oh, that's an easy buy, right? We're finding what the exact thing they want you to find. You have an idea, you'll pay whatever.
You're seeing it. You're seeing it come to life.
Oh, this is great. I love this. We could not have found this had we not come here. Are you gonna get this hook too? Because I really like that hook. I like the look of that hook.
Get this hook in there.
Come in, we're dead.
Dead inside. This is the aisle of disgusting things.
This is the stuff that's meant to be like shocking.
There was a little while there in my teen years where if I saw a severed limb, I pretty much bought it.
Because we needed it.
Now, Nina, you are a medical professional. Could you please diagnose this man's troubles?
He's eyeless. There appears to have been an arrow in his head.
Okay, some damage to the ear. There's been some loss of flesh.
Yeah, some kind of atrophy, asphyxiation here.
Yeah.
Not to mention disembodied.
Oh, there's that too.
You know, I think some of the imagery here is so violent and grotesque
Yeah.
that I'm surprised it's not in some kind of back room. I mean, look at this.
Wrapped up in barbed wire.
That's scary. You imagine being left for dead like that?
Oh my God. It's awful.
That's a baby sucking on the thumb of
a dismembered hand. $40 for a babby.
Okay, all right.
Not actually for a finely formed foam babby. A hand is coming out of his mouth to claw at his face.
This is how you do sexy costume now. I think you used to go as an animal.
Yeah.
Now you put on kind of like a sexy or very pretty dress.
Masquerade.
LEDs have made all this possible.
When did LEDs become commodified? You know,
past 2 or 3 years. Well, that's why you get stuff like those lights over there. It's just LEDs, and they just put a little lens in front of them. Intricate hammer. That's actually what it's called.
Intricate hammer. See that?
It's intricate, and it actually is reasonably intricate.
Yeah, well, otherwise you're just going to end up with some gray hammer.
Yeah. They could sell me gray hammer.
They've made weapons that don't exist in real life.
This is hard to build if you actually wanted to build
Saw blade weapon.
this prop.
Mick Foley would have this weapon, but then he would only hit you with the butt of it.
He would hit himself.
Go ahead, cut off my arm. You could get some fake blood and have it spurt.
How do you feel about fake eyes on a mask and then you see through behind the eyes?
I don't care for it. Eyeline is important.
Yes, that's right.
Nina's chained. I love it. It's just an American flag beanie. It's not particularly costumey.
Something tells me it wasn't meant to be shelved here.
A POW beanie.
POW.
Psycho Jack-o'-lantern Big Mouth Mask. I bet it's Big Bucks. They all have great names, very accurate names. We're into the hats department. Oh, that's cool.
Well, ladies like something tiny.
Tiny things, very cute.
Right.
Yeah.
As if that's practical in the least.
Yes.
As if that hat would stay on that head.
It wouldn't. That's why they're giving you clips.
Excellent. There's something a little bit racist about that.
Look, I didn't put it in the Halloween store. Chinese bamboo hat. I mean, it's good for other things besides being Chinese. That's kind of cute.
Speaking of racist.
Oh my gosh. That's direct racism. Direct. Well, I guess this is too. It's all that. But do you get a little bit of a pass on Halloween for that now?
In my early filmmaking days, I had the need for good-looking wigs.
You were big into wigs.
And I learned quickly that none of them look good.
No, they don't.
Spiked green wigs.
Similar to human hair. Washable, ready to wear. Blonde god wig. Some of these, I don't really know who this is supposed to be. Like brown afro.
Well, that's just an afro.
Is that it? This guy, this looks like Anderson Cooper to me. Who's this?
Mr. Millionaire.
No, but who is he emulating?
I think just businessman. Look who it is. A very happy birthday.
It's a very nice hat. Costume departments would love this stuff, right?
Granted, Amazon would probably do you just as well, but you gotta,
cheaper.
But you gotta try it
But
on.
there's something about seeing it and like physical retail is still a very valuable thing.
Sexy Where's Waldo.
Where's Waldo branded Wenda.
A Waldo with tits. Trendy.
It's from the accurate labeling department. Look, we've got candidate mask, candidate wig, comb over candidate, comb over candidate.
That girl lingerie.
Spicy, just underpants.
Ooh, I kind of want some Power Rangers underpants.
These are where you can just buy the t-shirt, and the t-shirt's kind of your costume?
Yeah.
Frankie, was this a movie film? Five Nights at Freddy's?
It's some kind of game. Emily's kids are crazy for it.
Really?
Five Nights at Freddy's is a game. Plays us to survive the night from Freddy.
A whole genre of entertainment, completely out of my scope of view.
The Zelda section, you guys. When I was a kid, you had to piece together with green t-shirts.
This is officially branded.
We saw the Batgirl lingerie, but there's also kind of like classy Batgirl, you know?
They did a thing where they showed like babies' costumes all the way through teenagers, and it just gets sexier and sexier. Like, this is cheeky.
An adult could go with that. I think they do want to get some of the market of like, I don't want to go totally sexy. I want to be cute.
For the Mormons.
I'm afraid it was the Mormons. Yes, the Mormons were the crackdowns.
The first year that Harley Quinn has actually been in a film in the flesh.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn beanie.
It's interesting that this whole section of the store is direct branded merchandise.
Yes.
The other half is like clear knockoff.
Well, you can go with cheap or you can go with licensed.
Direct cosplay stuff and Warcraft stuff from a very popular Warcraft movie.
From the very Chinese Warcraft movie.
Evil Swan Boat. That's so bizarre. Look at all these little kid costumes. Toddler size.
And they're basically the adult costumes, but women are bumblebees, for instance, and princesses.
Sure.
And
Getting
witches.
them ready to be the sexier versions later on.
There's not a lot of grown men that are parrots or lawn gnomes.
He's a content skeleton. He's not a happy skeleton.
The Monster High costumes. Unrealistic expectations of your Monster High.
Can be a crayon.
You know, in a couple decades, this is going to be like a century old.
There's no one dressing up as like Victorian women. I don't see that costume anywhere. That is pretty cute.
Instead of going for like traditional girl costumes, they've just gone ahead and made a lot of the traditional boys ones available for girls.
I think that's a great idea.
Pink Doctor.
Very specifically a pink doctor.
But, Nina, don't they have pink scrubs?
Yeah, but it doesn't make them a pink doctor.
They have to have other colors too.
Maybe they mean gynecologist.
What is this?
This you just buy the bodysuit and then you add your own tutu and gloves and whoever you want to
Well, that could be fun.
But I don't know why it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles branded. I mean...
Right. To mark it up.
Mark it up, 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 mark it up.
We've got little jammies, Batman and Superman themed for my nephews. But I have a new nephew.
Oh.
That begs the question, which hero will he be?
Yes.
Nina's decided Spider-Man, but to me that's like going from DC to Marvel unnecessarily.
Ooh, that's a bit of a stretch.
But I think that's the next biggest property.
If they had gotten a girl, Wonder Woman, and then it would have been the Trinity.
Yeah.
We have all of this toxic liquid in our basement still.
You gonna be using it again for this year?
I don't think so.
No.
Dangerous.
But I mean, we could. The first one I got was a bum unit.
That's right.
And I had to run it back the day before shooting.
Ouija board.
Ouija everything, because it's a movie franchise now. Did you forget that it used to be a Circuit City? Did that ever leave your mind?
No, never. You can see, like, the building is not aging gracefully. A lot of lights are out. They're trying to sell me products. It's clearly meant to evoke classic cinema, right?
Yeah, these are things that you can buy online if you don't see them here. Kind of like
a very nice, creepy building.
There is a difference between a pose and stay skeleton and just a standard issue off the rack skeleton.
Now, we have a pose and stay, right?
No, actually, I think he's just kind of a dangly.
Like the one of these?
Yeah, he's just this guy.
Ours is more of a pose and fall.
They randomly flicker. They're LED, and they probably got some intentional circuitry in them that makes them stay on and then flicker on and off.
A nice fogging skull pile.
That's pretty cool. All this stuff's pretty cool. A little light-up Halloween skull, but it has no batteries.
A little skull.
A little skull. Tabletop skull. Very accurately named.
Do you kind of want one?
No.
Some green spider web.
Ooh.
We had to buy a few bags for this year.
Yep.
Because some of your house is meant to be abandoned.
All right. Understandable.
Did you read the script?
No.
I guess the point is that it glows in the dark.
Whoa, that's awesome. People play with this stuff when you were a kid. Did your parents ever allow it?
Oh, hell no. If we ever got like one of those light-up sticks at like a fair or something.
Yeah.
One time, Will and I cracked one open in the backseat of the car, and my dad had a conniption.
One time, we opened one and sprayed it around my sister's room. And it looked amazing until the lights came up and then there's this goop everywhere.
And you can't really get it up.
No. It's kind of like a paint, almost.
Nina donated to the Children's Hospital.
In Junt's name.
What'd you pay in total?
$40. It was about $37 after a $5. I also give a $5 donation.
Really cool stuff in there. Fun to see the old decaying Circuit City still living on in some way.
It's weird that they don't want to use this real estate for a year-round store.
Probably there's no interest in it because you'd have to tear it all down and rebuild it.
It'd be really expensive to re-outfit the exterior. Yeah, as of the 09 crash, this little area stopped doing so hot.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of stuff around here. We got a dead OCB right there. You get a shot of the dead OCB.
That's Spirit Halloween?
Spirit Halloween. Happy Halloween! Do not enter. Your GPS is incorrect. No access to parking garage here. You know what my first observation is? In these potted plant displays, almost all the plants are fake except for the pothos. These are real because you can't kill them. The rest are easy to kill.
Why do you think that there's so much more demand for the female restroom?
I really have no idea. Like, honestly, I'd have to Google it.
Last Halloween when we came here, Nina and I, we went and saw 2 documentary films at Cinema Salem.
Yep.
The True 1692 and The History of Halloween, and they both were like 35-minute runtime, locally made documentaries that were in 3D, and we were handed glasses in a small room that was like, seemed like a utility closet, with like a projector. And the 3D was basically like After Effects snow, and we found out that the documentaries are directed by the person who owns the theater.
Well, there's some logic for it. I just walked by and there's like 20 showings today of each of them.
Yes.
Here, there's a beautiful diagram of the cinema right on this wall. Do you remember which room in the theater facility it was?
If this is concession, it's here. Oh, it's right here. Got
149.
That's what it is. How was the bathroom?
It took about 14 to 17 minutes.
Yeah?
Do men not wash their hands? Women pretty religiously wash it.
I wash
They go
mine.
in, they sit
I would say a good 67% of men wash their hands on the way out.
Sometimes there's baby changing issues to go, and a maple donut. I'm getting a donut.
Vegan donut?
Yeah, maple donut.
You can see they have a quality Volrath mixer. I highly recommend Volrath. Very good stuff.
It's very good. It's just kind of cake. It's a baked donut.
Usually they have egg in them.
So this is kind of circle cake, but it's still delicious. Jack Skellington never wore an outfit like that.
They're artistic impressions. Star Trek commemorative plates. You got Q and you got Guinan. And Q is dressed as he was in his very first appearance. You can tell that I'm a little bit of a Star Trek nerd. Okay, I appreciate the amount of open floor space in this store. I can like move from here all the way over to here with no obstruction.
I'm going Alice Cooper.
I like Oogie Boogie in the background.
And I like this Halloween Poison Ivy.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
This like screams John Hunt.
Yes, because it's ridiculously square. It is hip to be square. And look, you could stack them in all kinds of meaningful cube ways. It's kind of a bit of a genre stretch, isn't it? To just say that now these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are now Ninja Bears, yeah. Muppet Babies, McDonald's toys from Happy Meals.
Muppet Babies was like one of my favorite shows as a kid.
You never saw the nanny's face ever.
Kind of like in the Peanuts theme, like the wow,
Yes,
wow, wow, wow.
wow.
Adults are just fake.
Yep, they're not real.
John, there's a place that takes old-timey photos.
Yeah.
But they do it where you can be like a witch or something spooky for Halloween.
Yeah, but there's no which costume they're gonna have that's gonna cover me.
A hat, a broom, a cauldron. One of the sets they have out is like the witch's castle from Wizard of Oz. That would be the perfect setting for our picture.
We're all the Cowardly Lion.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, we're all the Cowardly
Lion. People actually go to places like this?
Yes.
This is one of those places that I would totally just walk right by.
I think maybe you do it if you have like kids.
I wouldn't subject my children to that.
Oh my god, all 4 of us on a broom riding together?
I don't want to be in a stupid...
We're gonna throw a blanket and a hat on you. Don't worry about it.
You can be in the front or back of the broom.
I can't believe how much people must pay for this.
I'm really like not into this.
Everybody's doing it. Everybody's taking photos. They have fun friends, not curmudgeon Junt friends.
This is a pretty cool little environment here. You get the scent of fried in the air. Nice little seating, little live music.
More dress-up shoots. The place must make a bundle.
I'll say. Well, thank you.
What are the margins on a thing like this?
Frankie, what do you suppose happened to that poor fountain? It looks like it's sustained some serious damage.
Should I go down this row of free hug people and get a hug from every one of them? Is there like a limit?
How's it going, guys? Good.
What up?
Or angelic would have been considered a graven image and would have been sacrilegious. You're gonna make me famous, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm gonna cover the flue hole in my kitchen with a tombstone. It wouldn't really go with my decor, but it would be gorgeous.
A little morbid.
These are all made from the faces of old colonial New England gravestones. Everybody on the table's got a hook so they can hang. I can talk about this all day. Later online.
Even fake taxidermy, I just don't know why you would do it.
It just seems very sad to me. What's that one smell? This one is very coconutty, yeah.
Lotions and potions.
I'm about to kick this hat from my foot onto my head while I'm playing the bagpipe.
This is real bamboo. I have some of it in my yard, but nothing quite this beautiful. How do you like the bubble show, Frankie? I like the bubble show a lot.
Everybody's paying attention to unicycle.
I could watch the Bubbleman for like an hour. I'm gonna give him a tip. I'm gonna give the Bubbleman a tip.
I'm noticing that John is gravitating towards the space.
That's what I always do in crowded spaces.
There's tons of little cute little parks. Like if you just go off into random neighborhoods, there's just little corners of like greenery and benches.
This is really nice. I like this whole atmosphere.
One of these buildings is the old library. One of them was closed for renovation for a while. Very
It's
pretty.
beautiful to me. I love those.
Those are gorgeous windows. Just those long.
Yeah, those long windows with the curved arches. I love architecture like that. It's my favorite period of architecture. Late 1800s, early 1900s.
Can we go in that shop? Come on, let's go in that shop.
I love this place. It's so cute. You just come and you buy a little cake and a little mask, and then you're a superhero.
This is the kind of thing, if I had a kid, I would totally have them do.
Very intricate hats. When I was a child, they were just the black witch hats made of like sateen. Now it's, you can get them any
So
color.
fancy.
And you get ribbons and flowers.
Yeah. How much do you suppose this piece of property is, Nina?
It's gotta be at least a few $1 million, right?
I wonder if we could find it on the internet. The cell service is predictably busy here. It's a slow flow. Oh, I see. It has multiple units inside, and just one unit was for sale. And it was $469,000.
Holy shit, double my house for one unit.
Suddenly see more.
One bad joke, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because he was looking for idiots. Knock, knock.
It's also good with vanilla.
Chicken.
Or both.
It's a bad one.
Nina, could you relay the joke now that we own the rights to it?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
I don't know, Nina, why?
Because he was looking for idiots. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Chicken.
Chicken who?
I don't think I got that far. I forgot that I was supposed to.
The chicken just knocked on your door. You're the idiot.
Oh, shit.
I'm still lost.
Yeah.
Frankie, I'm usually not a fan of big temporary outdoor art installations, but this is really cool. I love the integration of nature with the trees and the fact that you can walk right up to it, be inside it. I'm gonna go in this one. This one has a nice Junt-sized width. May I offer you services?
Yes, what are they?
Generic or specific?
How much are they?
Very expensive.
That's how it goes
That's
down.
how it would go down. It's very durable too. It's got a lot of durability.
I think it's just sticks is all I've seen so far.
Yeah, I don't see anything. I just see sticks. And it seems to be holding up pretty well. I mean, there's only minor damage.
And this was here when we came last year.
I think they must refresh it, right? They must come in and like shore it up for the season. Forget another great piece of New England architecture right here. You can see the distinct architectural style, just some great history in the early buildings of America.
Look how old the windows are. I mean, they can't be original, but they're still quite old. They're that
Yeah.
single pane glass, like you might as well not even heat this building.
They were clearly redone probably in not after the 50s, I'd say.
Yeah.
Parallel designs, very, very nice. You can see that each pane, there are two panes actually casting an identical reflection to us, which means that they're angled out. So it's very imprecise glass. Glass manufacturing has been perfected for about 70 years, so that's how old those windows are.
Smile, witches.
I'm in the way. Nina, I smell seasoned curly fries. Oh, I shouldn't have any seasoned curly fries. Is this just like free crossing? Like the cars never get to go? Nina, have you ever been to the Salem Witch Museum?
In high school, we came with my father and his girlfriend, and we did all the really touristy stuff. They just stay still and then they shine spotlights on different ones, and you hear like an audio recording of the Salem witch trials from their perspective.
It sounds very touristy. It's in a church that was clearly built 1930, 1925, not that historical.
In just a few minutes, the doors will open up for you.
These must be gourd dogs.
I liked it.
I like this little garden. I'm mostly giving a tour of gardens and buildings today. It's gardens and
The
architecture.
Salem Garden and Architecture.
Like, look at this
tour.
beautiful copper drain pipe.
There's also internal shutters that are functional.
You know, you and I need to do an architectural tour of New England.
Who would watch this?
I don't know. We would.
We would watch. John informs me that I asked if these were actual cabbages, and he says they don't know if they're edible, but they are cabbages.
They are real cabbage. Continuing our horticultural tour of Salem. I'm wondering if there's actual burials here or if these are just relocated stones. And we're thinking it's relocated stones. It's just a mystery. A Salem spooky mystery. Nina, what's the date on that? See, it says erected in the rebuild
3 X's
33.
and 3 ones.
1733. There you go. That's a pretty historic church.
I'm at St. Peter's Church at the corner of Church and St. Peter Streets.
Girls, where'd you go?
And then I don't think we're gonna do the witches, are we? It's totally not my bag
The
now.
only reason we're not doing it is because it is now packed. And as we have seen in Salem, if you want to do something, you kind of got to come early.
People may call me a curmudgeon. Is that the word? I don't like fun, Nana. I don't like fun at all.
You're a real Halloween Grinch.
Now practice. Really cool.
Like, look at the little pegs in the back so that you don't pull out the drawer too far.
Oh, a little bit of craftsmanship. That's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. This candle holder. This looks like it's carved out of a single piece of wood.
I thought it was like Tetris.
A witch's teat would be what she uses to suckle her familiars. In this case, one of her dogs or cats or hamsters or whatever she's using. They need to drink your blood. Not because they need your blood to survive. They are, after all, hell beasts, and they are eternal spirits. They do not need blood to survive. They drink the blood to show their dominion over you and also to take out your specter. Do you know what your specter is? It's essentially your spirit.
Wow.
That way, even if you are locked in jail or shackled...
Blown glass pumpkin?
James Dean with like a ghost in his car with him.
Try to get this acronym. Salem Collective of Artists, Musicians. Is scam. A permanent bookstore scent. Doesn't it? Can you smell the books?
It has musty, dusty pages.
It smells good. I need a small piece of art for the bathroom. Something like this would actually be gorgeous.
Would you pay $100?
No way.
70? Frankie, he's a wand. It's $125. I'd rather have the watercolor. I wonder if, like, see this one right here? This is quite lovely, too. Yeah, I bet this is another $100 piece.
I like this guy covered in snow. We saw him earlier. Look how cool this is. We may see her later, but we will not see her covered in snow. Oh, we got a dog's butt and his shadow. And this dog looking at his shadow and his butt. Yes, she is.
I'll just be here if you need. Shall we go in another shop or two, Frankie? Just 3 trendy witches. They have $6 witches and $13 witches. I guess that's not a bad value for a witch. At this very stand was the place where we shot a scene from our most recent feature film, isn't it?
And the guy painting faces is
the guy who did that face.
Yeah.
What'd you do, man?
I don't know. Why does that have to be my fault?
I don't know, tradition?
Not much changes up here in Salem, Massachusetts. Ooh, that's very nice.
More sniffing. I got like an hour of sniffing.
Try what he him.
It's such a soft doggy.
You listen further, you will hear the orchestra coming along.
Turn around, Jason. Right there.
Hey! John is still listening to that Asian orchestra.
You get what you get with John.
The music is beautiful. If I was the kind who went to Symphony Hall, I might go, but I'm going to look them up at least online. The Shen Yun Symphony Orchestra.
I'm getting a warm vanilla cinnamon and clove.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
They're sniffing stuff again.
I'm buying a soap.
How much?
$6.
Will he regret this purchase?
No, not at all. He'll be back for more.
He could use a new balm.
Is he thinking about a second purchase?
They are the bomb.
I like that. I think I'll just stick with this.
All right.
What a loser, huh? What was it like in olden times?
I don't know, Franca.
You can find out inside.
You can go in any given direction, and the tents and the setups just continue. It's like a forever fair. It's a great atmosphere up here.
That's yours, man.
Rocks, Johnny?
Yeah, I love rocks. Look at the color. I've got a couple pieces of display in my house. I might pick up another one if I see one I really like. This place has got a great inventory, so I'm pretty excited.
Buddha made out of petrified wood.
Oh, lots of really cool things, Frank. Really cool, just little like shelf decoration. I think I'm gonna get at least this little one here, just with the rest of my mineral display.
In the bathroom?
No. In front of the TV. How would you bend to my house?
We are the largest mineral shop on the East Coast. I have 8 locations in Mass, New Hampshire. I travel all around the world from mine to mine to mine, and then we make and manufacture the jewelry, but it's rock mineral kind of based. Stones have a natural attraction to them. You gotta be kind of like dead inside to not like, even if it's not your thing, it's like not looking at a sunset or a mountain. You're just like, you'd have to try to avoid it.
Well, I couldn't be less interested in this.
You like wrestling things, I like rocks.
I started selling rocks when I was about 8 years old. Since you're a professional shopper, I'm gonna give you at least one thing you've never held in your hand before. Let's go, big dude. What is it?
Is it a dinosaur egg?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
You haven't seen that at Walmart, have you?
I have not.
Fossilized dinosaur egg. Comes from the Gobi Desert in China. This was a Hadrosaurus. What's neat about this one in particular specimen, besides the fact that it's still got its shape, is if you look at it, this was a duck-billed dinosaur.
Yep.
It lived by the riverbanks. You can actually see the leathery nature of their shells. They lived along riverbanks, and you get like flash floods like we just had, and buries the whole nesting site.
The fact that the shell is so intact, that's incredible.
So usually we just piece them together. The only reason we found it as a whole shape is because that's how we know it was flash covered, because otherwise it either is eaten or hatches.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait a minute, we're not buying it?
It's a big ticket item. I think I saw 1850 on it. I think I know what this is.
What
is
is
this
it?
a dinosaur turd?
No, way better. Fossilized shark turd. Those are hard to get. Dinosaurs we find, fossil shark is really hard to find.
And it's reasonably priced too, $75.
Hey, not bad for a turd.
We have expensive shit and very inexpensive shit here. This is an iron meteorite. Those come from the center of planets.
Yep.
So I don't know, you're probably kind of vaguely aware there's a molten core in the Earth.
Yep.
So in planets, the heavy part spins to the middle, and then there's like a rock coating and a thin coating of sand.
Yeah.
That makes 3 things that fall. So you'll have like glass meteorites from the sand, rock meteorites, and then iron meteorites. The iron, comes from the center of planets.
Butterfly displays. There's actually some of these in my house already. My aunt used to actually do this to butterflies. She used to make them, set them like this, and they are gorgeous, of polished malachite. It's beautiful. $98. It's very expensive stuff. This is not stuff you're gonna find. It's a pretty serious indulgence on my part to buy a $98 rock, though.
You're gonna die someday.
Thanks, Frankie. This place is awesome. I saw on the outside it said like silversmiths, and I'm like, oh, jewelry shop.
Yay or nay?
It's hard choice. It's $100. I'll do it. I collect green minerals in particular, and this is a beautiful example of this.
It only seems right.
Set it out and it looks really
You
nice.
put it in front of the television?
Yep.
He is doing it. He is buying a $98 rock.
I got a piece of Chrysicola here.
So you're into the rock thing too?
I really like this for some reason.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Are you pleased with your purchase?
Yes, I'm very pleased.
That could have been us.
John won't let me have any fun ever.
They got the big fan blowing on him. And John loves big fans. And you're all such big fans.
Hi. Oh my god.
Hello. Okay.
John, what's your order?
I'd like a large iced chai, please. No, not a large. A medium iced chai.
Nina, why won't you help him? He wants to get out, Nina.
Sometimes that is better.
So some of you may be asking, why would I spend $100 on a mineral when I'm scrounging and scraping at stores like Ocean State Job Lot, looking for the best price for paper towels or whatever? Being cheap on things that the cost doesn't matter enables you to buy things that you want that are more expensive. I've easily saved way more than $100 being a cheap John.
Makes sense to me.
I'd like a nice John.
So we ate at the Thai place for lunch, but we didn't pee at that time. We believe that there's a statute of limitations about this.
I believe you have 12 hours after patroning a place to use their bathroom.
Or at least until they close for the night. I'd say you
Yeah, I
get
mean, if you're
eternal
there right
rights.
before closing, you don't get to go in.
Unless it changes management hands.
I agree with you as long as you hang on to that receipt from
Look at
5
receipt.
years ago. John wants to sit at the outrageous table.
It's got Halloween decorations. It's ready.
How was your chai?
Oh, it's wonderful. Excellent spices, delicious milk.
I had a brown buttered, gluten-free chocolate chip cookie, and I am blown away by how good this thing is. You tried a bite. What'd you think?
Oh, it was great. I would definitely not be able to tell you it was gluten-free. This is a perfect way to wrap up our shopping expedition here in Salem, Massachusetts.
Small pumpkins.
With small pumpkins. And I would really love to buy, if they sold these Halloween runners, I'd buy it.
John, what do you think of Salem, Mass?
I'm pretty impressed. I thought this was a ton of fun. The outside area was really cool. The street performers were a lot of fun. I love the Bubbleman. Definitely crowded. I didn't even think it was that bad. There's a level of crowds that like this is all perfectly tolerable crowd. And then there's a level where it's like it's physically difficult to move through the crowd, and that's where I'm like, I'm out. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. People around? I don't mind people around. I can just sit. I like to just sit and people watch. Just watch all the people go by. I've seen mineral stores before, but never one's quite so extensive. All the more reason to come back again. I think it's a ton of fun.
Even I like that, and I don't appreciate anything. We're at my home.
Your home.
It's 5 a.m. It's not midnight, John.
It is not midnight. A lot of the places we want to go, Frankie, they weren't open at midnight.
Outrageous backlash from last year.
Some of them got fined from the state of Massachusetts because they opened their doors at midnight. And that's fine, but you can't have your employees come in before to set up.
So they said screw it by like 6 hours.
Because who's going to really come out for a 3 a.m. opening? You know, midnight, oh, I'm just staying up a little late.
There's the 12:30s.
Yes, yeah, and Walmart opened at 1 in the morning. But
they're not going to push it past that.
Yeah, I looked a little at Sears last year.
Lowe's and Home Depot.
Yeah.
We might want to end up there.
I'm kind of on a quest for a Christmas tree, you know.
We're back at Staples. The significance here is that the mall area that it used to live in is completely demoed. The only thing left is the Staples. There used to be a movie theater there years and years ago, and the only thing that's on that sign is like, we swear we're open. They're just surrounded by construction and debris at this point.
This plaza is super depressing now that there's like 3 lights. But there's cars.
There appears to be 3 people waiting in cars.
Staples used to not be such a stupid place to go for Black Friday. I remember my dad waiting in line all morning to get some kind of a camera that came with a printer.
That was a big deal when there was not only the digital cameras, but then you could print your own photos.
One of the things they got at Staples, a Toys R Us gift card for 20% off, $40 for a $50 gift card. There's some pretty good stuff here. Backup drives and some USB thumb drives. I actually could use a new USB thumb drive. If we're going to be out here at 5 a.m. in the morning, I may as well, you know, try to find good deals to buy. And there is good deals to buy. If you have enough stuff at retail that's for sale, I'll probably find something to buy.
We bought a nice home LaserJet.
I think the last major purchase I made at Staples, I went looking there for an office chair, didn't find anything. Before that, oh man, you're going way back.
We showed up so early to Staples and there's no line to get in. So we decided to just go down the street and see how Walmart was looking. It's not a zoo, but they also opened at 12. Yeah?
It's also 5:30 a.m. To be fair, Frankie, I never come to this Walmart because it's way too crowded.
Does anybody want to take a quick 10-minute run through it?
Yes.
I don't want to miss the door busts at Staples.
The door busts?
You got 30 minutes.
YouTube content all around the country is shooting in Walmarts today.
That's true. Frankie, I never go in Walmart for this entrance ever.
Where do you normally go?
The grocery entrance. This
Oh, really?
is the other one.
Oh.
Never, ever go in here.
Why?
I just don't.
Oh, it's a big old
I see
DVD sale.
mostly yellows.
There's a lot of quiet calm in here, Frankie. These are not for sale.
Why not?
They're just not for sale. That's all.
Walmart has every right to not sell certain bits of its stock.
Not for sale.
And, you know, put it out on the floor.
I was immediately drawn to the clearance aisle, but it's Black Friday. I don't think they're going to have anything, the best deals on the clearance aisle. The last tree I bought for my house was actually from Walmart. And it was good. It was a nice tree, but I don't think I'll buy one again.
These are very big right now. Nobody puts up lights anymore. They just shine a projector.
That's so lazy.
Okay, black tree, like one that just burnt down.
It's available in multiple colors too. Many options for this sad little tree.
You don't have to get a black one.
I don't care for this thing. I don't know what this is trying to emulate in nature.
Like a little bit of frost.
A little hybrid tree.
Like it's got a slight fungal infection.
Every pre-lit tree I've ever had, a string of lights is gone.
Yes, mine too. But yeah, I'm still gonna buy it.
Last year I didn't go pre-lit.
She makes a good point. I mean, you essentially have to get rid of the tree if it happens.
Yeah, that's why I'm probably gonna get rid of one of the trees because
it's not very good ROI.
Would you pay more for candy cane colored extension?
I would not. I would pay less. I think it would be a manufacturing defect.
They have classic white if you don't like that bright white look. So they are trying to cater to people who like that old white Christmas.
Well, no, there should just be none of this. This should just be in the garbage bin.
It should be not for sale, wrapped up in plastic, along with the Lancome fragrances.
Look at this display here. I'm not sure who doesn't know what basic Christmas lights look like, and they would need.
I think they're supposed to be plugged in.
Oh, you're probably right, Nina.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yes, it does.
Holiday flavored soap.
Ooh, red berry cobbler.
You know how sometimes you were looking for things and you were just before your time? I was looking for candy cane scented like soaps and body washes and stuff for years because I was like, I want to smell like a candy cane. Never around. Now they're everywhere.
The things that weren't for sale have been ripped open.
I think there are 6 a.m. things that they're just putting out now.
Yeah. A 534 doorbuster.
Yeah.
I have this like exact same blue looking set, but at the time it was Paula Deen, and then Rachel Ray came out with like these. The company just hires whoever the Food Network person is they can get to sell their stuff.
Well, yes.
No, that's the way business works.
You're right.
Exactly.
Who's the current mascot that's selling things?
Yeah.
Well, but it didn't used to be. Like Martha Stewart has her own line, and it's always going to be Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart continues to sell.
Why would you buy pillows that say Season's Greetings?
I just want to point out that though the electronics is actually genuinely pretty hopping.
It always is.
Mystic Games.
You could upgrade your existing copy of Forrest Gump that I'm sure you have
Or your 10 Commandments.
for just $6. Look at this convenient seat.
Someone has left a bench here for sitting.
I think we need to get the staples.
I think we do. So we're going around this Walmart, and there's like serious congestion in the aisles at 5 a.m. And this is how this particular Walmart is all day. You can't get anywhere.
What makes this one different than when it was over by the K-Mart?
Well, it's got food in it now. It's much bigger, more selection. And it's in a more centrally located place, so it's really drawing the business in. I never come in here.
The fact that it's a little crowded.
Well, you saw the trouble. I had to to get through.
We have the body sets that you get from people who don't know you very well.
I used to get some of these for my sisters because I don't know them very well.
I used to get them all the time, so I get like 6.
So overall, I'd say Walmart was a little bit busy.
It's pretty busy. Yeah, I saw a few good deals as we were walking around, but nothing I'd want to pick up.
No one's here, but is part of that because there was no video game systems that came out?
Yeah, I mean there was the classic NES Mini thingy.
Yeah, but Nintendo didn't make enough of them or put them in stores, so it couldn't become a hot Christmas item.
Did you even go to like a Walmart or a Target for those things?
Well, Best Buy.
Best Buy. Whoa.
Best Buy.
That's got to be another dead thing. Well, I guess not. If electronics is the only thing you want on Black Friday, I guess you could still go to Best Buy.
Maybe we'll stop at Best Buy.
We got 100 things, Frankie. 100 things. Usually, I only get up this early, which I got up at about 4:30 when I have to catch an airplane. So I'm still like in airplane mode right now. Like I have to get to the airport. I got to get through the security lines. I got to get myself water after the security checkpoint.
You have to dispose of any water you have on your person beforehand.
Right. I got to remember my bags, remember my ticket. You know, even though everything's electronic now, I still got to have my paper ticket and make sure I have my license because I could get really screwed.
I'm constantly checking my pocket for the paper ticket.
Yes, and I'm always worried about my license. Like seriously.
I genuinely don't know what happens if you lose your paper ticket. What happens?
You will go to the actual ticket agents and
they will help
the
you.
Airline counter where people used to check in their baggage. Now there's a little line.
Oh, there's a little line! That's cute! This is all gated off. Like, that's where the K-Mart used to be that we used to go to, way down there. But now all you got is this, and even the dollar store is closed.
Fast. Nice little coupon books, and they're filled with good coupons.
Dude, this is what Walmart wasn't doing.
Well, let's take a look at the tech, Frankie. I want to see some tech. I'm a little excited now.
Some blank media. They used to go crazy for this stuff, but I get it on Amazon. $69.99 for 2 terabyte drives.
You gonna get one, Frankie?
I'll think about it. I'm tempted.
This really does have just about everything you'd want in a Genesis. It's like all the really best games of a Genesis.
It comes with 2 wireless controllers.
That's a great deal.
I mean, like, Nintendo had a 2-foot cable.
Yeah.
And not a second controller.
Handheld video games, 220
Any good ones? What's depicted in the picture? Games I don't really recognize. This is cute.
More little retro gamers though. A whole little selection of it. Some USB flash drives, frankly.
How much?
4 8-gig drives for $12.
Wow.
I feel like there should be more tables like they were over
Like
there.
all those sales tables that we were just
like,
over at. Look at us. We're walking around with thumb drives and Genesis.
Ideally,
and
that would be the whole store.
the House of Seven staples. We're trying to figure out if this is our ink because it's $10 off for a multicolor plus black pack.
Nope. Our ink is $9.32 and $9.33. That's someone else's ink.
Pretty good prices, frankly. $2.99 for this laptop.
Is that a good deal on a printer? I don't know.
It is.
Let's buy one. Let's buy 2.
Everybody counted staples out.
Well, to be fair, it's exactly what I expected.
Is that Fat Man compliant?
Frankie, how's our supply of microphone batteries? There's a great deal on AAA's
Could you
here.
give me a great deal on AAA batteries? I need
$10 for that pack. They're not the exact brand we usually use. They're one step down, but they're still good batteries.
John, I spent $240 here.
$240, Frankie. Well, you got some hard drives that you needed.
What's your total spend?
$30.
4 flash drives and 2 sets of batteries. $240.
Certainly spent the most that we've ever spent on a Black Friday evening at any store.
Right. Especially, I mean, even if John had spent the $150.
Yeah, you still got me beat by
You
a
got
good
it beat.
$60.
So let's just tally that up real quick.
Yeah.
$140 in the
drives. To back up mostly more Junt content, by the way.
$60 in video games. So you're already at $200.
Plus your batteries, there's another 10, that's $200.
$12 in cables.
$12 in cables, that's $212.
A little car charger thing.
Which is another $6, that's
And-
$220 plus tax, tag, and title.
And other fees.
Yeah, and other fees, associated fees, union dues,
State
miscellaneous,
tax.
extraneous,
Federal tax.
parking charges, valet fees.
We've had our fun at Staples.
Yes, as much as can be had at Staples.
I don't know how much fun we have.
I had a lot of fun. $240 worth.
Spending money is fun. Frankie is having the most.
Just letting out fun. I want a blender and I want to go to Sears.
We're getting into the point now. We're going to enter the Black Friday hell. Or Black Friday deep heck.
I think it's crazy that there's anybody in the mall at all at 6:30 in the morning. It makes more sense to me that they would be in the mall at midnight than 6:30 in the morning.
Every weekday you come here at 7. You can watch the centenarians walk around the mall.
Frankie, go down to the next entrance. This entrance is no good.
Why?
Just like with Walmart, you can't enter the pharmacy.
I don't understand your f***ing logic sometimes.
Frankie, it's daylight. Daylight has broken.
I hope you're editing this sequentially.
Last year, did we like Sears or didn't we?
I loved it. That sounds great.
Remember what happened last year?
Well, this year, Nina and I have a good $200 worth of My Way rewards points because we got the siding on our house redone from Sears Home Improvement.
Yeah.
And that one purchase got us all these My Way points.
This is way more chilled out than last year.
It's silent. There's no background music.
It's real mellow. I think I marveled at the magnetic trays last year.
Wanting some tools, Nina?
Yeah, I think I might get this drill bit kit. I don't have a good drill bit.
For $3 more, you can get 50 additional pieces in your drill set.
So you gotta do it, right?
Nina can drill, like, through studs.
The studs come over and I drill them.
Pretty big Christmas tree selection.
This was a big thing for Sears, and it still is. I mean, remember last year we had a pretty good selection, too. I don't want to, claim the diagnosis from inside the beast, but...
Talk about the patient while it's dying.
Some of their suppliers have stopped shipping the merchandise because they don't think they'll be able to pay. We always hold out hope. I kind of like Sears.
Those lifetime warranties aren't going to be so lifetime.
Christmas pick, Horace and Gerald.
Ugly looking lights. Because they haven't quite got, see these lights? These are classic, right? These are not LED. They're beautiful. But I'm starting to see some LED lights that actually look great. And they're just not here at this store yet. See, these actually have the light shape, the proper LED light shape. I just need to see it in the white color. It's underwhelming. Yeah. Compare that to the classic look over here.
This just makes you want to scream out joy to the world.
You may remember that last year there was electronics over there. It's not electronics.
That is not the electronics section anymore. It is bedding.
The electronic section became so boring, they put mattresses in for people to sleep.
It's $179.99.
Yeah, $179.99.
John, I spent $240 at Staples.
I kind of wanted to change over to LED, Frankie. I'm tired of dealing with lights going out on trees.
We're going to go other places.
All right.
Lowe's and Home Depot.
Yeah, you
Home
want
Depot
to
had some pretty nice ones. 10-inch grip locking wrench. Ooh.
10-inch grip locking wrench. Ooh.
He only gets excited about tools on Black Friday.
Nina and I are in the market for new exercise equipment.
Yeah.
But I would never buy them from a store like this.
How come?
What you really want to do is buy it from the kind of place that would sell to gyms. Because they actually have maintenance, real maintenance contracts with real repair people. I genuinely believe that a huge part of exercise equipment business is to sell you really shitty ones that are marked up that people don't use.
Frankie, I don't have any need for this tool. It is a full-size torque wrench for torquing things that need serious torque. But it's a good price.
It's like a snow globe, but it's a candle, and it's gonna.
It must have a light. Oh wow, it's very 2000-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, and it spins too.
It's for like an 8th grade girl.
They were just manufactured new in Brazil. We could serve ourselves bread in that.
That wasn't.
Yes.
Who does this at home?
Oh,
Who like
fries.
makes fries and is like, here, family.
I don't know. I'm kind of appealed to it though. I kind of like the idea of trying to mimic the restaurant experience in the home.
Yeah.
John found the clearance on Black Friday.
This is classic retail. This isn't no modern
This is like
newfangled.
Some nice blenders.
Moderate blenders.
Is Sears the best possible place to buy a blender?
No, but we have points, and if I want to spend $150 on a blender, $120.
Why not step up and get the ridiculous?
She really enjoys making a good smoothie.
I also bake with a blender. Whenever you would use a food processor, if you have a good enough blender, you can use your blender.
Not to be confused with a juicer.
No.
Goodness no.
I want the whole fruit in there.
I don't know how you get it all. How I would be doing this. You gonna do it, Nina?
Yep.
1,500 watts. That's 11 amps.
Nina, my staples is your Sears.
Yeah, it comes with a baking bowl, so it is meant to
so
be.
look, this is the one for you, Nina.
Yeah.
No?
You're just encouraging people to spend money.
Since
You're
when
just a
did
bad
Junt's
influence.
pots become Frankie and Nina spend tons of money and Junt buys us a couple batteries?
Oh, those are really cute. You undo them.
It's a pillow and throw. I have no need for it at all, but I'm not gonna buy it. But it's super cute.
I'm very excited about this mixing bowl feature. It truly is just a food processor. You'll put the mixing bowl one on and just let it go. So when I bake pumpkin pie, I just throw everything in it, mix it all up, pour it in the pie shell, done.
Everything can be done with a blender.
You don't need anything else in your kitchen. No stoves, no fridges.
I need a
Just
fridge to
blender.
hold the stuff to go in the blender.
Oh, generic men gifts, Frankie.
I don't even know what they are. Feet?
Yeah, I don't know what this is. Oh, meat snacks, because there's some kind of meat inside. These are kits that you buy for men if you don't really know the man.
John continues to be...
They're good deals. I just don't need them. I bought all my tools last year.
Something occurred while we were checking
We
out.
got this 1-800 number.
Our My Way points are not showing up in the system.
It's the exact opposite of the problem I had last year. Where I wasn't expecting, and I did have. You were expecting, and you don't have.
So we canceled the sale because...
Yeah. It was still a good price for that blender, but I was going to pay $0 for the blender, so I'm not going to pay $150.
I'm pretty angry.
There's few things more frustrating than making all your selections, getting to the register, and for some reason, you can't
I
sell.
foresaw this. I was like, maybe we should check our points first.
We're going to take a small break at Mirasol's Cafe. We're going to get a chai.
A nice chai.
We're going to get one chai for everybody to split.
And a cookie.
Oh, yes, a cookie, please.
And maybe a grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese, that sounds wonderful. I think that the world should start about 5 o'clock and all shut down at 6. And after 6, you just can't do anything.
I mean, this cafe normally opens a little later. Today it has Black Friday hours.
Yeah.
And you like that. You want the whole world to start at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I want to come by here at like 4:45.
Yep. They gave us an 800 number to call about the missing My Way points. I called it, and they said, sorry, there's nothing we can do because you bought that from the installation department. You have to call the installation department in order to get this corrected. You get through an entire phone tree, and then they say, you know, have your number prepared, have this prepared. Yeah. Then it says, we're actually closed. But your call is important to us. Please call back during normal business hours. And I'm waiting to hear what those normal business hours are, because if it's in an hour, it could impact the way things roll out.
That's right.
And then just boop, 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 drops.
Dropped. You were dropped, Frankie.
So they get you through an entire call tree. Most call trees go, our normal business hours are Monday through Friday, blah, blah, blah. That's why they say that up top. Yeah. Not Sears. Not going out of business Sears.
Electronics are one of the first things, because they move quick and they're high value. If you don't move them, it piles up a lot of inventory and it's difficult to pay the bill. We noticed that department was completely gone. That says that their suppliers for TVs and things didn't want to sell them stuff. One thing we did see that was kind of interesting is they'd actually invested a little bit into making the mattress section new and made it kind of look nice, which is spending money on the store itself, which is something that Sears really doesn't do much of.
Well, they're trying to appeal to the old set.
Clearly. I mean, there were at least 3 displays for consumer cellular in that store, which is a cellular network for older people with big phones. I think even now, not as many young people go into retail stores at all. I think people in their early 20s would just shop completely online. And maybe showroom a little at Best Buy, like go in and see the product they're going to buy. They've been working really hard to try to combat that and had some success by making the prices on some items the same to things you can quickly find online, like Amazon, matching Amazon's price for an item in the store, even though it may cause a little loss if they can sell accessories at the end or kind of upsell you with a service plan or something. I wouldn't want to buy one, but I've never actually seen a curved TV, and I'm told that they're quite a thing to see.
Someday, we are going to get these points. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll always have something new to buy.
Okay.
This is nice shopping weather.
Overcast?
Overcast, gray, not raining though.
You don't have to get a big coat on, say you're hot in the store.
You don't want to be outside raking leaves on a day like today because everything's going to be wet. Instead, you just want to be shopping, spending hundreds of dollars.
Is that the other option?
That's what I need to do at my house. The leaves have become unmanageable.
Trying to get parked at Best Buy proved to be the most difficult so far.
It was the hardest.
It's as the day is progressing.
And Best Buy is a pretty hot Black Friday destination.
Still though?
It's in people's heads.
Yeah.
You always forget that they sell appliances here.
And then I get here and I'm enchanted. It's like a big cotton candy maker. I'm gonna make cotton candy on my arm.
I don't really know what the purpose of this thing is. You could soak things in it, certainly, but I have no idea.
I'm sure it connects to the internet.
Probably.
That's the line.
I hope we don't buy anything, Frankie. Look at that line.
$249.99 for an Xbox One?
Yeah, with Battlefield 1, with a game, 500 gig edition. That's $50 off.
You got a problem with 4K?
There's just no content. Netflix on computers, which is where I watch it from, isn't even 1080. It's 720p.
That's the curve. You can watch 4K Mountains.
This is the technology after LCD, Frankie, right here. This is quantum dot. Yep. This is quantum dot. You can tell. It is a very nice picture, I'll say. Look at the contrast between the light and the dark.
Blu-ray players for $50 everywhere. 78-inch quantum dot, $8,000.
Yeah, they have a 65-incher with the same technology for $3,000.
You start paying per inch a lot more as it goes up.
Yeah, astronomically. I haven't been in a Best Buy to look for media in many years since it was out in the main section of the floor. You know what used to be over here?
What?
Like record players.
$1.99 for Edward Scissorhands.
Did you see Pokemon the first movie?
No, it was a long time ago.
It was. It was a great movie. That's the one where Pikachu turns to stone? No?
Oh, I didn't see the movies. Oh, jeez. John, what you're seeing is a very common trend. Shrinking down the movie selection and replacing it with novelty items, toys, memorabilia.
That's understandable.
And then eventually that goes too. I think that's the entire music section. You can still buy a landline phone, no trouble. What do you think sells better, the landline phones or the DVDs?
Landline phones.
Oh my God. You were walking through the parking lot and then somebody almost backed into you. So can you recreate what your route looked like?
So I had to go like that.
You don't steer very gracefully.
Even if they're not on sale, can I buy some plants today?
You can buy all the plants you want, man. You can buy $240 worth of plants.
Poinsettia bowls.
Yeah, set with pathos.
Even I like that, and I don't appreciate anything.
Somewhere here, there are 99-cent poinsettias, and those are the ones I'm looking for.
Really? Should we promise that someday we'll do a full Home Depot?
We should. I mean, I'd love to do one. We actually missed it this year when they do their fall clearance. The chairs that we sit on in the Junt show. What's that show? I legitimately can't remember the name.
Scavenger Junt?
Yes. Do you think these are the 99-cent ones?
Nope.
No?
Nope. Those are smaller.
Oh, they're smaller.
This is what we're doing on Black Friday.
Shopping for full price plants. Christmas cactus.
Very full. Well, not full boot, but they will be shortly, and
Holy cow.
you'll reap the benefits.
It's a succulent.
What's that?
It's a type of plant.
They hold water very well. They get these big fat leaves.
You know what, Nina? I've come here before. Don't tell anyone except the world. If you look on the ground, see right there? I'm going to take this home and I'm going to grow it into a new plant.
Oh, you piece of shit.
I did it.
Imagine if you could do that with like electronics. Like you could
just find a piece of a phone and
then grow a phone.
Holy crap! I've never seen a pine cone this big in my days.
That's a John-sized pine cone.
It is. I'm not going to buy it, but it's pretty cool, right? This is real. Obvious. It may not be obvious, but this is beautiful. It's very expensive. 2 branches, $6.99. You would probably just use this as a swag display. Put it in a window box or something. It's a noble fir, it's called. Noble fir. This is pine roping, but this has already been too long without water. It'll hold up for a little while, but it doesn't look very fresh, does it? Isn't this kind of cute?
I like my decorative pine cones to have the artificial frost.
Normally I'm kind of against it, but this actually looks nice because pine cones sometimes do actually look like that.
Yes.
It's not even supposed to be snow, it's supposed to be sap. And I've had pine trees, obviously, and they do actually, some of them do look like that. All different mixes, many different nice greeneries for the holidays. All very temporary, nothing alive in there, all cut. They've still got a ton of bulbs left.
Oh my God.
it's a bit late. I planted 1,000 tulips this year. I got them all in the ground. I just finished yesterday, actually.
I don't know where you guys went, so I just went looking for 99 cents.
Oh, you found them?
Oh, that's better.
It's pretty good, but still, see if you compare these two lights, they're definitely not the same color.
No,
this one looks nice. This one doesn't.
I think it's trying to be.
I just want to remind everyone that it's only 7:30 in the morning. You approve of this stream?
I do, but it's not. You can't change the color on it. I don't think. Bidding starts at 79.
It's a tree. Do you have any of them set up? Do we know what it looks like?
No. Look, they got one left.
One left.
It's $79. If I don't like it, I can just bring it back. I previewed it in the ad. I think I'm going to go for it.
You guys did such a good job. You sold them all.
He sold the last $79. He did a good job of selling it to himself right there. Do we need a second part?
Before he changes his mind.
Come out here.
Round of applause. He bought a tree. Woo! Okay, and now they're off to the next bid. They're trying to get
next thing to get rid of.
They just stand in various parts of the store screaming about like how there's a great deal right here.
It kind of did work. There were 3 associates hawking this tree.
Look at you 2 maniacs. 2 carts.
Just Junt's carts.
And he still wants more?
I found an untapped mine of poinsettias.
Yeah.
These are only $1. That's incredible.
You really are going to make our house look like the Home Alone house.
That's totally my goal. And I'm going to give Home Alone house tours.
Look at John and his big tree.
We're going to set it up on the Christmas special, Frank. It'll be a lot of fun.
Nina just
rejected her pothos selection because she realized she can get 20 of these for the price of that. I should buy more, but I'm not gonna. $13 for a cart full.
Are you happier with all this than you would be with a Ninja blender? Damn it.
If they have white poinsettias for $1, I'm in. I'm buying at least 2 more.
Oh, that'll definitely be the way.
The way. I'm turning around. It's too crowded down there.
The deals can't be that good.
Did you see that move? Nina just walked by, grabbed another Christmas cactus and threw it in.
Dual processing. Do you think she bought enough?
There are people who will buy more.
There are people buying more. You come in couples like you do. Buying the 12 and then getting 12. So they'll leave them with 24.
Oh, is there a limit? There's a limit of 12.
So you didn't buy 12, right?
It'll be 115 cents.
$100.15.
I thought I heard 115 cents.
She likes our hats.
Yeah. I like our hats too.
It's us on them. I'm here. Oh! And then that guy is the guy in the chef's costume in the middle.
Awesome!
I spent $17. $17!
I got these great poinsettias. I bought the Christmas tree. I also got the
mystery tree.
The mystery tree. I hope it's nice. I mean, it's normally yesterday it was $199. It was this front page tree right here.
Oh, that looks very nice.
Yeah, we bought these poinsettias.
A real thing for us.
Yeah, we looked at these wreaths. We weren't impressed because they were kind of dead looking.
Thank you, $240. He spent his $100. I'm hitting about $30.
Up until Home Depot, I was a little like, I don't know about this Black Friday. But now I'm in the Black Friday mood. We didn't anticipate that has to fit into Frank's little car. We've also got 300 poinsettias, Nina. Team lift, Nina, team lift. I think we're going to have to spin. There we go. Plenty of room and room for 4 poinsettias. For $12, Frank, I bought the replacement plan.
For the tree?
Yes. So if the lights go out or something goes wrong, I can just bring it back and they give me more.
That's probably a smart buy.
It's for 3 years.
Oh, that's good.
3 years.
Where do you store a piece of paper like that in your life?
I have a folio.
We do as well. He just doesn't know it.
It's got like various checkbooks for accounts that I don't write checks from. It's got postage stamps. It's got Christmas cards if I need an emergency Christmas card.
What's in Junt's folio?
Yeah, critical life planning documents, 401k and social security information, bank account information.
We have the deed to our house, our marriage license.
Look, I have an awful lot managed digitally on our behalf.
Without each other, you wouldn't know where the deed to the house is.
No.
And Nina wouldn't know how to get the Wi-Fi to work.
That's right.
It's unwieldy to manage 2 cops. We have had arguments, family arguments in the past. So Nina, every year I like to go shopping for a few new Christmas things to put on the tree because I don't have a lot of depth in my Christmas repertoire for decorations.
That's a really classic way to do it. You're collecting like a few ornaments at a time.
Yeah, the first year I did go out and buy a whole bunch. Some of those I bought are kind of just cheap crap.
Right.
So I want to phase those out and bring in things that are nicer. So we're going to Macy's, which is a little bit upscale.
For our area, it's one of the nicer places you're going to get.
Ooh, I like the Mrs. Claus.
What's the fabric? Acrylic.
Acrylic, yeah.
I don't wear merino wool.
Is this the first escalator we've ever taken on Junt, Scott?
Yes.
The blender that was $110 at Sears is a $69.99 doorbuster at Macy's. I might actually buy it for $70.
I think you ought to.
But Nina, it's 500 less watts.
Do you think I need 500 more?
No. But does it come with the nice bowl?
It is pretty
Look
amazing.
at that bowl. And look, you can press this. Whoa. Handle. Whoa.
It is very impressive, but how much more can I upgrade? And
She's just selling it to us.
I bet you.
People. But it's okay.
It's basically all I need.
It doesn't have the bowl.
It's more than half of it.
It doesn't have the bowl. Do you think you can buy the giant Martha Stewart?
This is an $80 knife for $50, but I'm not doing it.
How much stuff are you looking to get here?
Just a few little things. Just little new ornaments, little focuses. Right?
What I see to your left is an over-decorated tree.
Holy cow. You're meant to buy things off the tree. That's why it's over-decorated. I'm not seeing much of anything.
Oh, look at all the great snowmen.
Wow, there's all kinds. They're called snow babies.
Look at this little fat one.
This little guy has lights and he's all happy and sleepy looking at the lights.
Too cutesy?
Too cutesy, yeah.
Oh, you like this guy?
I don't like his black eyes, though. See, the thing is about this, if I don't buy anything, it's fine. I got enough Christmas stuff that I can make do, but if I see something I really like, I'm going to pick it up. I'm not really seeing it.
One of these years, we're going to dress you up like Father Christmas.
I hope so.
I kind of find this guy kind of cute.
They have the scariest faces.
They do.
I have one of these in the house that I bought here last year.
What is it?
It's a Christmas tree topper. You put it on top of the Christmas tree.
You like bows on top of trees?
Yeah.
What about weird choices like white owls?
That's bizarre.
That's
my mom
strange.
feels very strongly about angels. She believes
Yeah,
there
my
has to be an
sister do
angel.
too. That angel has to be, and we have had arguments, family arguments in the past.
You know what? I would totally put this on the top of the tree. As long as it's not real feathers,
Well.
I would just clip this little bird.
2 turtle doves. And what you do is give it to someone who's very special to you.
This is Tinkerbell. She's kind of like sassy and busty though.
Well, that's how she is.
Sassy and busty?
Yeah. I've always liked licensed Christmas mascots.
Wasn't there recently...
I think that this is going to have all the best stuff. It's a rolling basket.
It's a rolling basket.
These garlands are gorgeous.
Aren't those lovely? I've already found one thing I love. I'm going to buy this one.
That's very pretty. That's very classic.
How much?
Isn't it? $6.
These would be so pretty hanging from your cabinets. Well, you don't have knobs on your cabinets, but you have knobs on your cabinet.
And is it real boxwood? It is real boxwood. It's actually made out of a real live plant. It's only a one-season ornament. Isn't that kind of cool?
That's high class, a one-season ornament.
Oh, yeah.
I do love this store, but it is very packed. Look at that space. It's barely Nina compliant. I'm going to have to go back around.
What do you think about this for a tree topper?
It's a little gender nonconformance.
Ooh, what about this one with the shiny in the middle?
Look at that. It's boxwood.
Wow.
They have really gone into the boxwood this year, and that is beautiful.
$130.
I believe it. I mean, look, that had to be handmade.
Nina's not talking about buying more poinsettias, is she?
She loves them. She's suddenly into poinsettias.
Except you have to buy 2, otherwise it's very creepy.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's like you stole one of their legs.
They're supposed to be upside down in your bushes, but if you just have them
That would be kind of sad.
You like this sort of snowy, wintry blue?
Yeah, it's not pretty, Nina.
This is peacock blue.
A maze of mirrors?
Yeah.
They're $7.
I mean, it's not really Christmassy. It's almost more like nautical and summery.
I love it, though.
I'm getting one.
These snowmen look like they're made out of sugar, and I think they're fabulous, especially with their straw hats.
You like them? I think the whale's way better. It's just so beautiful. Look, it's got 2 little eyes.
It's very
And it's really nicely shaped, clearly handmade.
This little guy. You're opening Christmas presents in the morning, and you hear a bird outside. It's his Christmas too.
Aww.
I think this cranky beach bird dressed up for Christmas is pretty wonderful.
Oh, I do too.
My favorite's definitely the whale so far.
Super religious. Have you ever seen a snowman so happy in your life?
So content.
I just had a nice hot chocolate. It's wonderful. Can we please get John in that right now?
It's not exactly for head wearing.
But you're the mayor of Christmas.
This is one of my favorite ornament series. They paint them from the inside. They're all hand painted. I'm contemplating this one, snowmen and trees. But I think I might switch to this one. I like it a little more. I went down to an easier to manage basket because I was concerned about my ornaments breaking. Those are just decorative
They're just
balls.
balls. This has nothing to do with Christmas, but it's just great. I mean, it's not even a gravy boat. Like his mouth doesn't open or anything. So
What we have here is a dorky raccoon, rather bookish, a little antisocial.
he's 22.38.
Some people like to go to Hawaii. He would rather be at home with a book.
He has true happiness because 15 minutes at home is a vacation.
I can't imagine that you're considering buying.
$1.50 for little ramekins?
Yeah, they're probably 20% off.
For marinara sauce?
I love marinara sauce.
You're drinking your little hocho, and you put it up, and it's
Oh, that's cute.
You got mustache humor It's worn on me.
A little milk thing that's shaped like a milk carton. It's real unnecessary.
Pier 1 is striking me as kind of like Christmas tree shop plus 10.
Yeah.
What do we leave them with?
Oh, well, I got my 3 ornaments. I got my whale. I got that cute little Christmas ball with the holly, and I got one of the hand-painted ornaments, the snowman.
I got a flower for the tree topper with some little jewels in the center.
Yeah.
And then we usually send the UNICEF Christmas cards.
Total spend?
15.
21.